What's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. My name is Knackers, and today is Sunday, June 13th, 2021, and this is episode number 155. Tonight on the podcast, we have Middle-Aged Stream. What's going on, dude?
Hello, fella. Hello.
And we have Pirate Gray. What's going on, milady?
Hello, not much. How are you?
Nah, I'm good. I mean, I was better until I saw that you wore my enemy shirt on my podcast. What the hell is going on here?
I'm sorry.
I gotta say,
couple George Washingtons under the table before the show is all it took.
More than one Washington?
Couple G-dubs. Couple
jobs. Well, it's very good to see both of you. Jimmy, how's your fucking weekend?
Weekend's great. The week was a long one because I was saying before I had to do all that professional development online training last week. So I'm officially on summer vacation now. I have no responsibility for work until August 16th. So I got about 2 months off. So I'm excited.
Holy shit. And this is the first time that you have a summer where you're not going back to coaching, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Woo! What's that?
I would have already been back at the end of July if I was still coaching by that last week of July. So.
Oh my God, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy, but I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I got a lot of traveling coming up. I'll be in New York. I'll be in Michigan. I'll be in the Northwest. So it's going to be a fun summer.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to travel. It feels good being fully vaxxed and all that. I mean, it's just nice to kind of get back to normal. Give you another great example. Friday, I had my birthday on Monday last week, but it was Monday, so it's like it's like a hard day to like get together to go, you know. So Friday we went to a sit-down restaurant for the first time since COVID started back in March of last year. We went to our favorite local Tex-Mex place, and it was nice. Like, it was just nice to go out and sit down at a restaurant again, you know?
Isn't that something else?
Yeah, I mean, I missed it. Like, man, it was just nice to go out. I hadn't been to a restaurant, sit down in over a year, man. I was like, wow, crazy.
Have you gone out to eat anywhere yet, Gray?
Yes and no, like picking up food and then just sitting outside kind of a thing. Like I will meet with my mom or something somewhere and we'll just be like, okay, either we eat in the car or we eat outside kind of a thing, but not really. No.
Do either of you refuse to eat in your car?
I rarely eat in my car. I rarely do.
I used to travel a lot, and so like eating in the car just kind of became a part of everything, and like living out of a car kind of a thing. So it's just like, whatever. Sometimes I won't eat in it. Like if I drive like my boyfriend's car, I'll be like, okay, I'll try not to eat because I don't want to make a mess. But no,
I'm a huge fan of like the drive-throughs where they bring up the food to your car window.
Do you know Stewart's where they like have the little tray on your window?
So I've never had that. That's what I mean, but I've never been to a Stewart's before. I've only been to like an A&W that's done that in the past.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are really nice. I like those too. What?
Do you have any of those around you, Jimbo?
Stewart's? No. We have the only thing we have that's even close to that is Sonic, which kind of sucks, you know. So.
Yeah, Sonic makes me feel like absolute garbage, but they used to have a slushie and then they would give you little bits of Jolly Rancher that they would put in there. That was fucking amazing. It was like 140 grams of sugar for a large, but I mean,
so much.
If you're going to Sonic, you're not exactly going for like the vegan
health
wrap.
Food. Yeah. You know, Sonic, I don't know what happened to Sonic. It used to be really good and then something changed and now it's just ugh. I don't know. I don't like it. So,
do they still deliver on roller skates?
Some will. Some do.
Oh, yeah.
But only, I think they do that for like tips. The people that do that, if they're any decent. I saw some TikTok, though, where some freaking Sonic delivery person had like a tray full of drinks and just ate shit while they were waiting to deliver it. The drinks went all over them. I was like, ooh. And it was that, you know that song, that trending song on TikTok, the, oh no. I was like, oh, he's going to drop this shit.
Why? I don't know whose idea it was to say, okay, let's take the most like terrible job in existence, and let's make it harder for you. You already work like 8 hours in the heat with like 15 other people in the kitchen. The drive-through people treat you like shit because they know they'll never see you again, or at least the next time they come through for a fucking McFlurry. Let's put you on roller skates. Like, that person is an absolute dickbag. And I know it was probably like, oh, back in these days, we only had women that were doing this job, and we want them in, and we want like the flash of them coming out of the restaurant on rollers. It's like, bro, did you fucking really have to? Oh.
Yeah. Obnoxious.
Real obnoxious.
We were just in case you're wondering why I just DM'd you what I just DM'd you. We were discussing pre-show just how pointy your beard is in the video that you show. It was all I could look at once we stopped. I was like, I never noticed. It's like it's pointing straight down.
I have never had perfectly sculpted facial hair like I did, and the mustache is perfect length. It's like it's all trimmed nice, got a little bit of curl on the end, and then it's just tapered off into the fucking Keemstar gnome beard. And yeah, I look good. Thank you for the compliment.
Was it a compliment?
I'm just gonna take that and convert it into a compliment.
Oh no.
Gray, how was your weekend? What did you get into?
Literally nothing. Just playing games. That's it. I've been kind of just very chill, trying to get on a general routine and just taking it easy. What about you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. You know, when you don't open, I know you just experienced this, Gray, but when you don't open Twitter or any social media for more than 12 hours and you're like, man, I feel like I've been gone for a minute. I feel like I've missed out. It's not that you've missed out on something, but you just feel like, oh, there's a large amount of time in between the last time I opened up social media and now. And it's really refreshing. I'm somebody who thinks that social media is fantastic, but I understand that there's still very, very much a need to get away from it every once in a while. So was your most recent break intended, or did you just find yourself like, you know what? It's time to step away from me?
I don't remember. I think it was a blend of it where it's like I kind of want to stay away from it, but then also just getting really busy. But it's rare that I get really busy, so I'm assuming I can't really. Honestly, I don't even remember at this point, which is ridiculous. But
you just knew it was. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say sometimes it's important to make sure you set time aside to be like, no, this is gonna be the day we don't do social media because f that shit.
Yeah, so Saturday, I can't remember what we did Friday night. I remember. I haven't played games in a little while, and Saturday afternoon, we went to my parents' house for dinner. My parents made some ribs and some salad. My mom bought these like crazy fancy tomatoes that are only in season for like a couple years. One was like this burnt like sienna red, and then these other tomatoes were like these really bright, vibrant orange tomatoes. And she made like this little salad with all these different tomatoes and cucumbers and vinaigrette, and it was really good. And my dad made some ribs, and I made some white cheddar mac and cheese. We went to the grocery store, and I've always used kind of the same-ish mixture when it comes to, or the same type of white cheddar cheese when it comes to mac and cheese. And there was this little old lady behind the cheese counter at the grocery store. And I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, if you were to make mac and cheese and I was asking for a white cheddar, what would you give me? She's like, oh, I always use, I like this Australian white cheddar. I'm like, oh my God, cheese from Australia? Absolutely, I'll take it. And it ended up being really, really good. I think that's about it. Yeah, we had a little bit of an adventure today going to Lowe's trying to find some outdoor chairs. And
I saw that picture, you stuffing that shit in your trunk.
Yeah, dude.
I was gonna like it, but I was like, God, I would be pissed if I was driving behind you, so I didn't like it.
Somebody was pissed off. But I don't know if anybody's wondering, but so we went to Lowe's and Home Depot today, just looking for some not patio furniture, but not folding chairs. Like we were trying to find like an in-between type of furniture. Yeah. And both Lowe's and Home Depot have this brand of, it's a rocking chair, but it's all one solid piece of plastic. They were $40, but sturdy as fuck. And I didn't know that I wanted a rocking chair. I sat in it for like 3 seconds and I knew, you know what? Yeah, it's time to be a rocking chair guy. So we picked up 2 of those for the porch out back, and they're comfy as fuck. So if you want a rocking chair that's plastic, get your ass to Lowe's. Okay, question for both of you. Do you both have Lowe's and Home Depot around you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we go to Lowe's.
We also
I normally
go to Lowe's.
would go to Lowe's too. Yeah.
It's usually better.
I don't know what. So we walked into Lowe's, great experience, and then you walk into Home Depot, and Home Depot is just gloomy. I don't know if it's the way they paint the inside or the racks that the lighting is it's just so fucking gloomy and depressing in there.
It's like they have like a weird, like their lights they have in there. It's like a weird yellowish. I don't know. It's not the same light.
Yeah.
That they put into the other stores. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem weird in Home Depot to me.
I was gonna say you remember back in high school, but that was like in the 60s for Jimmy. But I mean, he works in a school, so he's probably seen it. You know when like the custodian changes out like all the bulbs in a classroom, but they leave like one light fixture with the old shitty yellow lights. Yeah. It's that fucking color. It's that nasty ass color.
It's that. Yeah, absolutely. Any store I walk into like that, I hate. It's just the worst.
I have filters that go over my classroom light fixtures. I buy to filter the light so it's not as bright, because if I have the lights on like that all day unfiltered, I get a headache from like fluorescent light all freaking day long.
Yep.
So I had to put filters on my lights in my classroom. That seemed to help a little bit, diffuse the light, you know.
And the noise that those things make, that subtle buzzing.
The humming thing.
The only time I have my overhead lights on are when my students have to test or quiz for something. Other than that, I have lamps all around my room and leave the lamps on. It's just so much better. Yeah.
That should be a requirement for classrooms, because those overhead lights will suck the fucking soul out of you.
Well, my classroom has no windows either, so it's like a big concrete box that I'm in all day. Yeah. So I try and make it as warm as possible, because without having windows, man, it's just
that's hard.
Yeah.
The architect who designed our high school was famous for designing prisons. So all of our rooms had a window that was like this skinny, but super, super tall, like just a couple person. We at least had a window, but of course, from September to June is the worst fucking weather in Michigan anyway. So it's like, it's always gloomy, always raining, always sunny, or fucking snowy. But man, is it just me, or has the weather been great early this year? Like, did the sunshine and the heat just come up super, super early?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, here where I am in Jersey, it was like really hot and gross, and then it started raining, and now it's like perfect weather.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
It's hot
been
all the time for Jimmy.
Cool in my area, and we've been getting a lot more rain than usual. But today and yesterday just was the worst, hottest days. It was just no wind, sticky, humid, just ugh. I wanted to sit outside today, but I couldn't because I was just sweating like crazy. It was so disgusting.
Getting all moist.
Yeah,
it was too moist.
Gray, how long have you been in Jersey?
Pretty. How old am I? 28 years minus like 6 years.
Oh, so you were born and raised?
Yeah, so like 22.
Okay.
Pretty much. I had like 6 years that I spent in North Carolina, and then like throughout that time traveling a bunch too, but pretty much born and raised.
Have you, has your Jersey accent come and gone? Is it something that you have like consciously tried to repel from your brain?
I don't even know if I have one. So like, this is the thing. My parents grew up in New York. So my mom has like straight like Brooklyn accent. Oh, you want some coffee kind of a girl? And then my dad grew up in the Bronx. So he had more of a like, I don't know how to explain the Bronx, but it's like more New York accent. And then I have my family, like my older brother and sister, they have more of a Jersey, like Jersey Shore kind of accent, you know, well, we're going to go hit up the deli or something, you know, that kind of person. And then I don't know if I have one.
I don't think you sound like you have an accent.
No, I don't either.
It's just very flatline. And then meanwhile, my partner Ryan, he's like straight South Jersey, like
Is he really?
Thick South Jersey. Oh yeah, there's a different variation.
Okay.
For sure in Jersey. It's weird, but I don't think so. I don't ever try. My voice changes all the time. It's just all over the place.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, getting into, we have a good bit amount of stuff to talk about tonight, especially around E3, some games that are coming out. I have a couple quick things that I want to go over, just random things that I want to make sure the community knows. But why don't we start out about your rebrand? So, funny story. I think I was streaming on Thursday, and I think I said Game with Gray out loud, and then Tom Chambers was like, "Excuse me, the name is Pirate Gray now," and I was like,
Oh, Tom.
"Stop fucking lying!" And then I ended up going to your Twitter. I'm like, "Motherfucker, she actually did rebrand," and I'm on social media a lot, like all day, every day. I check it once an hour. It's just the type of dude that I am, and I didn't see a goddamn thing about it. So did I miss something blatantly obvious, or did you not really make a big stink about it?
I didn't really make a big stink about it. Like, I kind of just did. I took a week off whenever the name change thing was going through, because I was like, I know I have to change all these links. Like, this is gonna suck. And then I also got my second vaccine and a bunch of other things going on. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take the week off and like do stream stuff. And then I kind of came back, but I like posted like one thing with the graphic saying name change. That's it. But it was like very minimal.
Okay.
So there's not really like, it wasn't really, I didn't make a big thing. I should have made a big thing, but I didn't really make a big thing.
What was the driving force for your name change? What was the main reason for that?
People calling me game.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, kind of. But no, I figured honestly, like whenever I first started, like I've been making content for a long time, sparingly in the past couple of years. But I started originally with like Pirate Gray has always been my name since like MySpace time frame. Like that's just how I went by, or what I went by. And when I made YouTube videos, I was like, okay, like Pirate Gray is like, that's me. And then I was like wanting to make playthrough videos. So I said, okay, well, we'll have a different channel, because I didn't want to be like overloading people with hundreds of videos of playthroughs. So I made the Game with Gray channel. And then whenever I came to Twitch, I grabbed all the names. And then I think I was just in my head about, okay, well, it's going to be gaming content. So I guess I'll go with like the Game with Gray name. And so it's the gaming content is specifically Game with Gray. And then a Pirate Gray is everything else. But I realized I do a lot of chatting. I do a lot of things, and I want to implement more things that are more just me, not just specifically gaming. So I was like, we're just going to go straight to Pirate Gray. And I figured Pirate Gray instead of Pirate Grayson, because the name Grayson is just too long. I don't want to deal with it.
It's funny hearing you kind of explain your mindset and how you thought about the channels, the names, the separation of them, the types of content. And in the end, it doesn't really matter, but us as like the owners of the name make such a big deal out of it. Obviously, there should be a little motivation to remove any like RAR or XD or numbers out of your name. Like, if you're somebody who's trying to do this for a career, there's a good strategy to cleaning up your name. But I remember when I first went from Knackers to Knackers TV. Knackers with only one A and then a TV on the end. And I can't even tell you how much sleep I lost before making that name change. Because like I thought it was the biggest fucking deal out of everything. And it ended up just not really mattering at all.
Yeah. I really wanted to do something else, but I just have Pirate Gray and Pirate Grayson with everything else. I'm like, F it, dude, we're going to commit to this.
Yep. and the same side of that coin, having a name that is consistent with all the platforms is also important. So there's certain, but even if you tell yourself over and over and over and over that it doesn't matter, it bugs you. And it's like, I just want the peace of mind of just changing it and it'll be done. And then I can move on with my life.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell myself the same reasoning. I'm like, okay, you know what? I got to go back to Knackers with 3 A's because I hate the way that the TV looks at the end of this username. Jimmy, I know that you had a while ago talked about changing your username. And I don't think that you've had the thought lately. I think you're all good with your name now, right?
Yeah, I thought about it a while back for a bit, but when it came down to it, there was kind of a reason why I picked the name to begin with. And honestly, the type of content I produce, it works. You know, it works. I play mainly retro stuff. I like to show a lot of the old timey, you know, commercials and shit like that. So I think it works. So, but yeah, it doesn't, especially now being 40, right? But it doesn't. I know. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Yeah. Thank you.
You don't look 40.
Thanks. I don't feel 40, you know. But it's like one of those things where the name, I really don't think it matters a whole lot when it comes down to it. It can maybe help with discoverability of types of content or whatnot, but at the same time, as long as it's not some like really shitty name that doesn't make any sense at all, I don't think it matters, you know?
It matters a little bit, but not as much as we all make it out to be.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I'm glad you had the name change. I'm glad that it's something that you enjoy. Because I always because I've gone through the same thoughts about my username, and then you take the content that you're creating right now and you compare it to what your name is. You're like, okay, does it make sense? Do I need to create a different channel? And just being alone with those types of thoughts and having to make those decisions can be extremely overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I went over this whole thing for like a year, over a year before even releasing the username, to then wait another 6 months to get it. It was like, it was a whole thing. And then after a point, I was just like, I released it. That's it. It's happening. And I'm just going to link whatever. I'll figure it out when it comes around. And then, yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are.
I think compared to the last time that we had you on the podcast, your tech level has just fucking exploded. Go XLR, microphone, Alienware PC, the Alienware sponsorship. You're just fucking bussing now.
Wait a minute. When was the last time we had Gray on the podcast? Was it that long ago?
I was gonna say.
I want to say she already had a lot of her upgraded shit the last time we had her on.
Even that is still kind of new for me.
I'm just saying, who's the boomer here? Me or?
You're the boomer. You are absolutely the boomer.
No.
Let's see. Gray.
No, that way. Went the wrong way.
Episode 101 was a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I might not have had my mixer then. I don't think I did.
I don't think you did, because I don't see. Okay. I'm looking at the thumbnail, and you do not have the Alienware headset on in this last one. So 101. Okay, so this is uploaded a year ago. If this was episode 101, this could have been 2 years ago, because this is when it was.
No, because I was on an episode with Gray within the last year, right?
Honestly, I don't even know what time is. I don't know where we are on this planet and the days.
Wasn't it like
or anything.
last holiday, like around the holidays?
Yeah, okay,
maybe?
yeah. So episode 131.
It was around wintertime, I want to say.
Damn it, 131. So 20 weeks ago. I guess that kind of, yeah.
I told you, motherfucker.
Yeah. So that means you've been
really
on 4 times. This is your 4th time on the podcast.
I think so.
Because me, you, and Weenie.
Yeah.
Me, you, Jen, and Conbot.
Yeah.
The last one with Jimmy and Bishop, and then now this one.
Yeah, 4.
Oh my god. Yeah, because we just passed the 5-year anniversary, which just like when I put it in those terms, when you put it in years, it's like holy bejesus. But
amazing.
It's been awesome. It's been a good time. So how has it been maintaining your technology since you have made upgrades? Is it overwhelming? Is it not that different?
Dude, I never experienced issues with Windows before until I got the mixer. Now, every update, I have to fucking change something.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? It's so annoying.
Because before was the Yeti mic, right? Where it was just one gain knob, and then sometimes your volume level within the Windows mixer would get messed up, but that was about it. But yeah, now everything changes.
Everything. And then there's times where it gets stuck. Have you had that happen? Where your mixer gets stuck on like some weird setting?
Software, yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm suddenly like really high
glitch and I can't change it.
It's like really weird.
I have a weird thing
Like,
now.
no matter what I change. It's so
Since the
weird.
last update, I have a weird thing on my Go XLR now. If I hit my big red mute button, my mic just stops working, and I have to it won't output any sound.
Oh, that's new. That's new, isn't it? That's cool. I like that.
And I thought it was a glitch, and that's what I've been complaining about for a while.
Oh.
But then I found out that it was.
You just broke it. Nope.
We don't hear you. Oh no. Oh no.
So I thought I did it. I'm better now. So I hit the mute button thinking earlier it was like a setting, right? Because they added a thing where you can like push to stop it, period, I guess, or then not.
Push to mute, yeah.
Yeah, but no, mine's just broken. I have to turn my volume all the way off and on again for it to work.
Wait, it's actually broken?
I like
Yeah,
when
like it does it, like it. The firmware just blinked, like the purpose of that button.
Oh, no.
So now to mute, I have to use my mic slider and bring it all the way down, or hit the mic slider button and bring it down and bring it back up.
Damn.
I'm hoping the next
into the
firmware
settings?
fixes it.
Yeah,
Huh?
maybe. Can you like reset the setting for it? Like change
Yeah, I
it from
actually
something to something else?
I went and even tried uploading different profiles to see if it would change it. Mm-mm.
Still nothing.
Yeah, I sent a ticket in, but they haven't gotten back to me. Not that I'm surprised. I mean, it's not a huge deal, it's not a big deal. But it took me a while to figure out because I was really in the habit of hitting that mute button, and then people be like, "You're muted, and I'm like, "What?" I can see that it's on.
Yeah.
And then I look at OBS, I'm like, "Oh shit, nothing's coming out." And then I just turn it off and on again, and then
The beer mouth just moving and nothing coming
everyone's
out.
like, "You're muted." I'm like, "No, I'm not." Oh, I am. I'm like, I can see it's on, but nothing's coming out. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
you guys are
damn
right.
it.
You guys are right.
Gray, what's your next tech purchase?
I haven't even thought about it. I mean,
Face.
honestly, I want to get something that's air conditioning. Motherfucking air conditioning. Because it is now, like before it was a sauna, and now it's even more of a sauna.
Yep.
Pumping out the heat. So like AC would be nice. I mean, a camera upgrade would be great too, but that's like way more expensive. So I'm like, man.
Yeah, that jump. It's kind of unfortunate that still here 9 years after the Logitech C920 first release that we have like this crappy middle ground of not being able to get like a decent camera, or not a decent camera, but a decent price. You still, it's either you're going to spend $100 or you're spending a minimum of $500 or $600 unless you're buying secondhand, which I don't know about you, but I do not buy secondhand technology ever. The only time I buy secondhand shit if it's analog audio shit. It's the only time.
Is there a reason?
And it's somebody if it's somebody I know and trust, I would happily buy a secondhand. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to screw you. But I wouldn't go on a marketplace looking for secondhand stuff. Generally, speaking.
I should clarify because I've bought. Well, still a lot of the stuff has all been analog audio equipment. I just don't ever want to get stuck with spending the money, getting fucked, and then having to like recuperate afterwards. I like being like a lot of the times I buy things where I can return them. Like if the return is too much of a hassle, I don't want to have to charge back somebody on PayPal because they send me some fucking bunk ass piece of work. I just don't want to go into that. And so it's better for me. It's one of those, I'd rather throw money at it and have peace of mind rather than just like take the chance. Because even if it works for a year and then it dies, I'm still gonna be really fucking angry. even if I only have a 1 year warranty with something that's new, you still have a chance of being like, hey, it's been a month, or it's been a year and a month, or a year and 2 months. There's times where companies will still work with you. So I think it's just because my tech is like my job, like because the tech that I buy is a direct result on whether the job that I do is good or not. Because if my tech shit doesn't work, it's my tools. I don't like to play around with that. If I was more of just like a hobbyist or a gamer, if I could get a secondhand GPU for half the price, I'd do it. But when I've got things that are scheduled and, you know, like podcasts or game nights. Like I want my shit to work when it comes time to work, and I don't fuck around with secondhand stuff.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Gray, you've got a point here on the script that I have no idea what it means regarding the sea shanty thing. So please explain.
You wrote down the DMCA cheat sheet thing, and I was like, wait, I found out that sea shanties are public domain, and you can't get copyright striked from them, or something like that. Or that's what I've been told. I don't know.
Well, it depends on the sea shanty, and it depends. I mean, that in itself right there, because let's say you had a. This is where it can get dicey. What if you had a professional musician or artist that created like their version of the sea shanty, put it out? It sounds similar to another sea shanty, and maybe it gets thrown in some list, and then you get flagged because it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know anything about this topic either, but I would imagine if you had any time of recent modern recordings of that type of content, you'd probably just want to be careful, right?
Yeah.
What the hell is a sea shanty?
It's the things that the like sailors used to use, like sing. Did you ever play Black Flag, Assassin's Creed?
Very little of it.
Oh God, dude, you need to play that game. It's so
Sono Champ actually sub-selected Black Flag, and we played it for a night or maybe
that's
two.
Right. I remember you did play it a little bit, but you just barely scratched the surface. Yeah. It's a fun game. I don't know how well it holds up, because I played that like a decade ago. I don't know.
It held up. I don't remember thinking like, man, this is a 10-year-old game. I remember playing it, enjoying it, and not having too much to say.
I was even streaming on Twitch. Like that's how long ago that game came out.
Wow,
I mean, it's been a long time.
I remember. So that was what, 10 years ago, probably that game came out.
Black Flag. I gotta look it up now.
It had to have been.
No.
2013.
Black Flag.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't.
2013. End of 2013.
2013. So October 29th. So almost 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 I remember making a playthrough video or series for it. Yeah.
No shit.
You are?
Yeah. I made a whole I made one on YouTube.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know
I
that.
love me some Pirates and Assassin's Creed. Yes, please. I gotta type.
That game was far and away my favorite Assassin's Creed game, probably because it wasn't really like an Assassin's Creed game. It was basically a pirate game with the Assassin's Creed moniker. Yeah. But you were basically a pirate the whole game. That was the game. You were a fucking pirate, and that's what made it so much fun, you know?
Yeah.
My buddy Randy no-lifed that game, and he used to just play the multiplayer for hours. He would just get fucking blazed and then play Black Flag multiplayer over and over, and he loved that game. And I honestly, for the most part, even the people who were hardcore Assassin's Creed fans were like, no, this was a fun game. Even if it wasn't what they wanted, it didn't matter because they were getting another Assassin's Creed game in 6 months. Yeah. But they knew, like, no, this was actually pretty fucking fun. And I've always wanted to go back to it. And you guys know that the video game backlog issue. And as excited as I am for all of these video games that were announced at E3, I'm like, I'm never going to play half these fucking games. Because I don't game enough as it is. You know, it was way easier to play games when you had dedicated stream days to do so, but now that I don't, I just know it's either I'm not going to play them or I'm going to be playing them off stream.
Well, we'll be playing some Street Fighter when I come to visit.
Fucking Street Fighter. So, since we're on the DMCA topic, there's just a link that I want to post in chat. So, somebody that I've been following for a little while, his name is Zach Bussy, but it might be Busey, but I'm going to call him Bussy because it's a great name. So it's a little thing called the DMCA cheat sheet, and it kind of shows you, like, it gives you a super quick rundown of the different platforms that you can use to play music and what it's safe for. So when we talk about DMCA stuff, right, we talk about, like, what songs are safe to be played on your stream. But what we don't talk about, or we don't really go into detail, is what music is okay for your stream, and then what music is okay for your VODs, and then what music is also okay for the YouTube VODs in case you are exporting to another platform. So there was a a very large creator that had a tweet that went viral last week. Like 500 to 600,000 views on a video that he posted on Twitter, basically saying, Twitch, what the fuck? I got a DMCA, or I got a copyright strike. I've been using Twitch soundtrack since day one. Well, what ended up happening was he didn't configure Twitch soundtrack in the way that you were supposed to, which is soundtrack is only supposed to show up in your live broadcasts and not show up in your VODs. So he ended up getting a copyright strike for one of his VODs. And of course, it was old man yells at cloud. Really, he was mad that he didn't do the research or set it up correctly from the beginning when it was really his fault. And so then this generated another conversation of like, back to the DMCA and the licensing stuff. So I'm going to post this in chat right now in case you're curious. Something that you should just keep in your DMCA library because it really is super confusing. When you break it down, bit by bit, begins to make a little bit more sense. One of the questions that I asked Pretzel, I think it was earlier this week. So let's say an artist releases a song and they give Pretzel the right to use it, and then Pretzel gets acquired, and the new company basically has these super shitty contracts, and all the musicians pull their music. If that platform continues to use that music, the owner of the content can DMCA your channel. So even though it was okay for you to use it in 2020, it's 2025. The musician doesn't want you using their music anymore, and they pulled it. And then apparently that's what a perpetual license means, is that as soon as the musician gives the rights to a publishing company, it's no matter whether they pull the contract or not, you have the license to play that song anyway. So it really just makes it even more confusing and shitty.
You know what I thought was funny? And this, we're on this topic of the DMCA today. I was watching Loco's broadcast of E3.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching her commentary as she was doing it because I think she's really smart and even keeled,
Mm-hmm.
I was watching there today, and she was watching I watched the E3, the Microsoft Bethesda conference, and then later I watched the Square conference. She was watching a streamer-friendly, that Square Enix put out a streamer-friendly thing for if you were streaming it to prevent DMCA takedowns. Most of the trailers in there, they literally just stripped out the music. It was just so weird because there would be no background music at all on a few things, and it was just weird. Like there were some that they replaced the music. They like the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer. They had this thing on the bottom that said, what was it? Replaced with or DMCA friendly or something like that. Or licensed music will come later or some shit. I don't remember. But
oh my God.
That was almost the whole Square Enix conference today. And on at least half of the videos they showed, there was no background music on the streamer-friendly stream of it. And it was so weird. It was just weird. But, good on her for using something that's going to keep her stream safe like she would.
Right.
But I just thought it was funny that they were like, oh, it's DMCA safe because there's literally no fucking music.
You know what that makes me think is how many people have made game trailers and just stolen music? Because okay, our trailer's going to be played on E3. It's going to be streamed on Twitch. It's going to be played on YouTube. And that many publishers had to remove their music completely because it wasn't licensed correctly. Or they just bought the song, like, hey, can we use your song in one of our videos? And the music's like, yeah, absolutely. It's like, oh, by the way, we're going to use it for all our videos and we're not going to license it for shit. It's like, okay, if it only gets played at 3 of the 6 conferences in 2021, it'll be fine. But I guarantee that there's companies out there that are having the same issue that streamers are having. They're like, we either just don't care or we just don't want to pay for it. One of the either.
Yeah.
So E3. I'm sure that's something that we can pop into a little bit after we get into talking about events after this panoramic Panera Bread pandemic that we've been all going through. So, Gray, why don't you start us off?
Well, I was just going to, more or less, I was curious on how you guys feel about, if Twitchcon or Twitch was to release, hey, we're going to have Twitchcon later on this year. Would you guys go? Is that something that you feel comfortable? Now that I know you guys are both vaxxed. So does that come into play, or do you still kind of feel like, I don't know about these because a gross amount of people in a place? Kind of
I feel comfortable because I'm fully vaxxed and I trust the science behind it, Okay. So, and as far as I'm concerned, now I wouldn't want to be, I still have some reservations. Like, if I was obviously at a convention, if I was going to be staying with people, I would make sure that those people were all vaxxed as well. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't want to put anyone in harm's way or, vice versa. But yeah, I think, with that comes a lot of peace of mind of not, worrying about either spreading it or getting it or whatever. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope they announce it because I'm not coaching anymore. I actually have an opportunity to attend TwitchCon for the first time ever. This will be my first chance to go.
How fucking shitty that you haven't been able to go because of work for 6 years. And then you can go and it's a goddamn Panera Bread around the world.
I know.
Oh, no.
So this will be my first. So whenever they announce TwitchCon, whether it's this year or next year, I will be going. I already told my wife's already given me the green light. She wants me to link up with old knackers. I said,
you're staying with me.
I said, okay. I said, I get to bring a +1. And she said, okay, but it's not me because I don't got time for that. I said, okay, I'll probably bring one of my, gaming Twitch buddies or whatever, So it'll be a good time.
I'm going to fly to Texas so you can put me in your suitcase. Chop me up into pieces, BB.
That's right.
By the way, what are we drinking? Gray, go first.
Really plain Jane because I'm not drinking anything other than a seltzer.
Oh, boy.
Seltzer water. I know. I don't have anything. Well, I do have things, but it's just a ginger peach sparkling water. I could spice it up. You want me to spice it up?
Yes, it's the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. What the hell,
I can't
Gray?
spice it up. I have no pants on. No, I have shorts on. I could put vodka in it. Make it like a White Claw.
I don't want this to be the peer pressure regarding
No.
alcoholism podcast.
You drink what you want to drink, okay?
Oh.
Says the Avatar beer to the person wearing a beer on their shirt. You drink what you want to drink.
You got a beer shirt, Gray!
Pressure.
It's okay.
Hey, here, let's take the pressure off. I am drinking nothing right now because I ran out of beer. This is empty. But I think I have some boxed wine in the other room. We can save this podcast.
Oh, I have some boxed wine. Let me
my
stand
God, your
up
desk
for a
is
moment.
moving.
Wait, what?
It's my way to not show my pants.
That's actually genius. Oh my
It
God.
is so smart.
Hold on, do you want me to
Makes
put
it easier.
a dead pickle to cover up your
No,
camera?
it's fine. It's fine. We're good. It's fine.
You know what? It's really unfortunate that women have to do this sort of thing on Twitch.
It's just fucking hot in here, dude. Okay,
Yeah.
it's fucking.
I hear you.
I got holy shorts on. All right.
It's all good. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some boxed wine. You can talk to yourself. I'm just kidding. I'll wait.
No, dude, you can go. You can go.
No, I'll wait. I don't want to leave you by yourself.
Okay.
See? Oh, look at this. Look at this. She's like using the furniture to mask us all the way through.
You know what?
Things I'll never understand as a male streamer because you don't have to think about that.
Because I will literally like hike up my shorts to the ball sack and just slap thighs for a couple seconds. But I know it's totally different because nobody wants to see that. What are you drinking? Wait, you have nothing.
I had a Stella Artois and I realized I didn't have any more. I think I have some boxed wine and there might be some shitty like Blue Moons or something.
Okay.
I think I have some of those.
I hope Gray brought two because he's got to chug the first. Oh my God, that look of defeat.
Damn! Now that's a heroic glass.
There you
right
go.
there.
Those
for
are so.
fuck's
Those
sake.
glasses are awesome.
Oh, I like that. For fuck's sake.
Classic.
Oh,
I
for
could throw it
fuck's
against
sake.
the wall. I could throw it against the wall and it won't break. I love it.
Wait,
I actually have
a
a shirt.
plastic.
I have a shirt that says no, and that has that same fox. It says to give underneath.
Aw.
No
also
fox
have
to
a-
give.
you know those shirts where, or like the brand that has like the cat giving the finger, and then they have like the cat in the t-shirt pocket. Weenie has one of those, and when you pull the t-shirt pocket down, the cat's holding a blunt and giving the middle finger at the same time.
I love that.
That's the cool shirt.
I'll tell you what.
I need to find out where she got it because I think my wife would like that shirt.
Weenie's feeds on like Instagram, like all of the products that she comes across, like all the artists that she follows, she comes up with some awesome shit.
She's a creative lady. That's the way her brain works. So I'm always impressed with the things she's finds, like little, she posts in Discord all the time and stuff, and I'm like, how do you find this shit?
Yeah,
I never find it. I'm gonna go get some booze. Beer back.
Do your thing. I am drinking. I feel like I have this beer every other podcast. It's the Prairie Artisan Ales Rainbow Sherbet. It's a sour beer and it's fruity and it's absolutely fantastic. I love it.
I like that can. It looks really pretty.
It's fun, right? It's like I'm such a big fan of like pastel versions of colors, like all of like the light, fluffy colors. I just bought a color block hoodie from, oh my God, Teddy Fresh, and it's each part of the clothing is just a different pastel color, and I absolutely love it. I bought it in the middle of spring/summer like an idiot, but I guess once it's wintertime coming around,
it'll get cold.
I know in the past you've been talking about moving either out west or just in general. Is that something that's still on the plate for you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to move so bad. Where I live, it's like beach town and everything, which I love. But I mean, my partner's been here his whole life, like born and raised here. So It's like very much just this is what he sees kind of a thing. And I'm like, I want to go out in the world and like show you stuff and just like not live in the same place all the time.
Yeah. Isn't that when I think about my parents and how they will most likely go their entire life living in the same 20 to 25 square miles their entire life. Like every once in a while, I'm like, you guys realize you got to go somewhere. Like you can't. And like, it's as shitty as it is, you have to say, fuck your friends, fuck your family. And you just got to go and do something. You don't have to go there forever, but go somewhere, live somewhere else, go do something. And
experience elsewhere.
Unfortunately, the system is rigged against having time at the end of your life to go do such things, like with the way Social Security works and pensions, and like it's harder than ever to set yourself up to do that stuff, especially for our parents who lived through, I don't know, like 7 Great Depressions. Like how many fucking economic ups and downs that our poor parents go through.
How old are your parents? You don't mind me asking.
It's really hard to say because we never celebrate them. So I never know the actual number. I'm pretty sure they're somewhere in between 55 and 60, I believe.
My dad was born in 45.
Oh my God.
So he would have been like 70 something.
Wow.
He was 50 when I was born.
Oh my God. So when my mom got pregnant with my brother, who's 3 years older than me, she was barely 20. Married, but barely 20. And then I was born 3 years later when she was 23.
Okay, yeah.
That's
yeah, no. My parents are old.
What did our government do to our parents that made them okay with having a child at 20 years old? Except for your parents.
I was going to say. Mine were fossils. I'm just kidding. Okay.
How many siblings?
So my dad did get married before my mom and had I have a half brother and sister. And then they split up, and then he met my mom, and then he had me and my brother.
Okay.
Yeah, so 3 siblings, 2 half, 1 full.
All in Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay.
My older siblings are 50. Like, I have a half brother and sister that are over 50. But they're really chill, and I love them.
What? Wait a minute. How have I not known this before? And 2, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know. This fam. I don't know. It was weird. Or it was, I don't know. I was an aunt when I was 5 years old. So, and I can legally drink with 3, no. Three of my niece, like my 2 nephews and a niece, and then one's coming up, and then another one's in high school. It's weird.
That is crazy weird.
Yeah.
It's not that it would create odd situations, but just like being 20 to 30 and then having another brother, or like having a new brother or a new sister.
Oh, yeah.
That's absolutely insane.
They hated the idea of my brother and I whenever we came around at first.
Of course. I mean, who likes kids?
Of course.
Who wants kids? My God. Yeah.
I have a 10-year-old. He's awesome, man.
You, my friend, are the exception to the rule.
I teach kids, so I know there's a lot of shitheads out there. So
no, they're all shitheads. They just have some good moments. Your child sucks, Jimmy.
My kid's pretty good. He really, I honestly can't complain. The kid just doesn't get into trouble. Now, I mean, I'm sure he will eventually, but you know.
He's 10.
He's 10, but he's a good boy. My wife and I all the time were like, how the fuck did we get this lucky? Because we have friends that have kids that are little fucking hellions, man. Oof.
Yeah. Well, that's because you guys are good people. That's why.
Not always, man. I have friends that are great people that they have shithead kids. Like, it's just, some of it's nature, some of it's nurture. You know what I mean? You kind of roll the dice, because I know that there's some great parents out there that are great parents and still have shitty fucking kids. It's usually not the case, but it has happened. Yes.
Fast forward 15 years, little Benjamin Franklin comes to you and says, Dad, I want to try mushrooms, but I want to do them with you in this house here. Like I want to do them, and I want you to watch me. What's your answer?
All right, let's go put Star Wars on.
Yeah!
Best dad ever.
I mean, you got enough for me? Let's watch some Star Wars, man. Shit. I mean, if that's what he wanted to do, I would probably tell him that. Yeah.
You know, speaking of Star Wars, somebody just brought this up the other day, and I would like to go back and watch the newest 3. If you were to ask me what's the main storyline of the most recent Star Wars franchise, I couldn't fucking tell you. Like because
it was disjointed. They didn't have a plan from start to finish.
It's like I have no fucking idea. But I know that when I saw them, I enjoyed them for what they were in that moment. So I think sometime in the near future, I'm gonna spend like a weekend and just rewatch those movies.
On mushrooms?
That'd be great, actually. That'd be kind of fucking awesome. Don't do drugs, kids, but mushrooms are fucking great.
Yeah, no. They legalized, didn't they legalize mushrooms in like
California, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
For medicinal, not recreational, right?
Yeah, but even still, I mean, it's
one step closer.
It's the way it started with marijuana. You know, it started medicinal, and the next thing you know.
What's the thing stopping liquor store weed shops from opening? Why can't we have a liquor store and a weed store that are just in the same building?
Do you want the real answer to that?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of reasons. One has to do with zoning laws, licenses, and practices. That's part of the issue.
Okay.
The other issue is, which is way more than I really want to get into in this podcast, there's a lot of politics behind it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, that's really kind of what it comes down to. And so, you know, you have people on different types of voters and politicians that will use that as a single issue to draw in voters, just their stance on it. And you have an uneducated populace that latch onto that. And if you follow the science and the data behind, for example, whether or not marijuana should be legal in the United States, overwhelming majority of this country, like over 70%, believes that marijuana should be legal in at least some capacity.
Right.
Like over 70%. Over 50% believe that it needs to be completely decriminalized. You can use it, you know, obviously there'd be regulations. So it kind of it's going to just take time for those politicians, some of those people that are in office right now, to be replaced with the newer generation that are a little more progressive and forward thinking that are going to allow it. It just takes time, you know?
I had, this is when I was starting my job, and I was shadowing one of our network technicians, and we were in a hospital, and I had 2 ladies bold-faced lie that there were several, if not tens of different cases of people dying from smoking too much marijuana. Like we were having the conversation of should weed be legal? Because like at 2.5 years ago, it was still kind of like the line as far as legality. And I had two different ladies that were trying to tell me, oh no, there's so many cases all over the place where people are dying.
They must have injected the marijuanas incorrectly is the problem, you know.
And I'm like,
they must have.
And I'm like, can you give me any sort of like dates or hospitals or names, things I can look up? And they're like, no, we really can't. You know, we don't remember that far back. I'm like, you fucking bitches.
I saw it on Facebook, man.
Fucking pisses me off. Anyways, I just think even though I don't smoke weed, I think it'd be how fucking cool would it be for Weenie and I to go to the liquor store, be like Mountain Dew, Rainbow Sherbet, Cheez-Its, Vanilla Kush. Like just like go down the line and just grab all those things off the shelf.
Let me see those little gummy bears you got over there. Let's grab that. So, quick story on this. So I had never been into a dispensary before until I guess it was a couple years ago. I visited my brother in LA, and he has one like a block from his house. So he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go grocery shopping at the dispensary. You want to come with me?" And I was like, "Sure." So we walk because it's not even that far, and we go in. They buzz us in. I don't really know what to expect. I came into the channel or into the store, open it up, and it was like, you remember when you were a kid and they had those Toys R Us commercials on Nickelodeon, and where it's like the kid could go in with a cart and just start grabbing shit. They gave him like a minute to go to the store. That's kind of what I felt like I wanted to do when I walked in there, because they had it was just like all this stuff everywhere, you know,
it's so beautiful.
You're just like, oh my gosh, look at this. Obviously it's not legal in my state or whatever, and when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But in California, it is just like it's like on a whole other fucking level, man. It's a whole nother level.
Yeah,
I had never been anywhere like that. It was like, I mean, they had every product you could imagine, from all the different things you could eat to like, I mean, it was unreal. It was like a Toys R Us for weed.
And you probably had a bud tender of some sorts, correct? That just kind of showed you around and
yeah, no, they had people that they looked, and they had green polos on, like the people at the Apple store with the blue polos. They had green fucking polos on.
Oh, that's great.
And they were coming around like, and they had their little tablet too, and they're like, "Is there anything we can help you with? Is there anything you're interested in?" And I'm like, "I just need a minute."
Can you just give me a minute, please? Like, I'm gonna put in your weight, your eye color. What are your biggest fears? Like, do you like body high? Do you like mind high?
It was an experience, man. I'd never been in anything like that before. And I've been to a couple other places like in the Northwest, and they have some pretty nice places in the Northwest also. But now that it's become legal in a lot of places out east, I'm wondering how it's gonna be like out there for everyone, you know?
I know it legalized recreationally in Jersey, but I haven't seen any I haven't found any dispensaries other than medical ones so far.
They only, at least in the states where it's happened so far, it's like they legalize it and then they put like a date where stores can open, because that's what happened in Michigan, in Knackers area. It's like they legalized it, but it took a little while before they could actually open any stores.
Yeah.
It's probably the same there.
There's probably 20 to 25 dispensaries within like a 10-mile radius of our house.
That is wild.
Holy moly.
There are at least 4 in walking distance from our place as well.
Some of them don't make it, I'm sure, because a lot of people are trying to just cash in on this right now, and I'm sure that right away you see the explosion of them, and then eventually they, Yep.
You go down 8 Mile, like the movie 8 Mile. It's just like every other block. There's another one. Apparently there's a super famous one that a rapper started out in California and brought to Detroit called Cookies. I guess 2 rappers got together, were like, it's time to bring cookies to Detroit. And then they just launched. And it's this massive baby blue warehouse right on 8 Mile. It just says Cookies on the side. It's a dope looking place. I think we were just scraping the surface on E3 when you guys went to go get your drink. So great. What are you now drinking? What's your sea shandy?
It's a fucking so classy. Some box wine, crisp white, some Franza.
Yeah, we done crisply.
Actually, fun fact, or like fun little story. My neighbor, like he just moved in and he and I were just talking and he was just like, yo, do you drink wine? And I was like, I mean, I'll fucking drink anything. Yeah. And he was like, hold on a minute. And he leaves and comes back with a whole box of wine. And he's like, here you go. And I'm like, for real? And he was like, yeah, take it. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm not going to question it. I don't give a shit. Like,
fuck yeah,
sure.
neighbor. It's like, I'm supposed to be giving you the gift.
Yeah, right? Like, you're new. Like, let me give you something. He was like, no, I got wine from him. I'm like, thank you, good sir. You are now my favorite.
What so is it? What kind of wine is it?
Just literally a crisp white. Franza or something like that with the F. Franzia in the box. We've tried multiple times to get into wines, and I can't. When I either want whiskey or I want beer. I've tried branching out, and I don't know. I just fucking can't do it, man.
I'm gonna buy a bottle of whiskey tomorrow.
Yeah, you have to let me know which ones you want when you are here, so I know how to get you fucked up proper.
We'll just go like we usually do. We'll take a trip to the stove. We'll go pick out a couple.
No, we hit the stove, homies.
Go hit the stove. Yo, you take me to that one place that had all that freaking beer. Remember that grocery store that had like all that craft beer? It was like a really nice grocery store.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
The all black building.
Yeah.
I'll take you there.
E3.
Cool. So we've had day 1 and day 2 of E3. So this goes to show how kind of removed from video games I've been for like the past couple months. I forgot that E3 was Friday or Saturday. Saturday. And then we were on our way to Lowe's and my Twitter feed was just Battlefield. And I'm like, wait a minute. I just thought that we showed like a game engine trailer. Why is everybody freaking out again?
Dude, and then they showed gameplay. It was badass.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't even I haven't cared about Battlefield, but when I saw that freaking gameplay today, it was fucking cool, man. Like really cool.
Have you seen it yet, Gray?
I need to watch it now. I want to watch it now.
It's
so
fucking sweet. Yeah.
I want you to see it. Because I don't want to talk about it.
Don't talk about it. It's fine. I don't get it.
She can Google it. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, watch it while you talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay. So a lot of the things, first of all, Levolution, I think, is one of like the greatest fucking game mechanics of all time, which, Jimmy, if you don't know, there are certain points in a game, like in a match, where something happens that completely changes the playing field. So like if you play on a game that's a dam, if enough people shoot the dam breaks and floods the entire map and it changes the whole thing. The fact that nobody else did that, or that like Battlefield didn't continue doing that with their the games that came afterwards, it really, really bummed me out. So to see the UI and the gameplay resonate with the older style versions like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and just to see all the crazy shit that they were doing. And I know it's like, it's a gameplay trailer with big epic music and it's supposed to make you feel nostalgic and they're going to get you with those pre-sales. But goddamn, if I didn't feel fucking pumped up after watching those 3 minutes.
It was, I mean, I'm not going to lie and say it was the most thing I was excited about, because obviously that's a game its bread and butter is multiplayer. And you know me, I'm not a huge multiplayer guy. But however, what I saw of that got me excited to play Like, I don't really get excited to play especially shooters, but that looked really fun. Like, it could be a lot of fun with a squad. And then up to 120 players on PC. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah, man.
That's going to be just awesome to play. I hope it lives up to the hype. And it's coming out later this year, so...
Yeah, so that was kind of the other thing too. I know with other Bethesda games, which we can talk about a little bit later, like there's some that are coming out way in 2022. But yeah, it was so funny to me that I was sitting in the car and then I realized that like Bethesda news was dropping today. We heard about Starfield, Battlefield, and it was just funny that I didn't really realize that it was coming out today. And we now have 2 more days of E3. Like it's not quite done yet.
Yeah, there's some stuff The biggest thing that's still coming up is the Nintendo one. And I think, what did I say? Was that tomorrow or is that on Tuesday?
I think Tuesday.
Yeah, it is Tuesday. Tomorrow is a bunch of kind of stuff. Like tomorrow is just like, let me see, schedule. What did I say? Tomorrow was the Take-Two and Television. Fucking Verizon. What are they going to show off? I don't know. Some phones.
5G just got real.
Mythical Games. I don't know who Mythical Games is. An indie showcase. Freedom Games. I don't know who the fuck Freedom Games are. I don't know that publisher.
What did you say? Television? Sorry. You finish.
No.
Go ahead and finish.
Capcom. That could be good. That's tomorrow afternoon. And then Razer. And then on Tuesday is the Nintendo one, and then Bandai Namco and Eureka Games. I don't know who that is, and that's pretty much it.
Namco?
So, yeah, Bandai Namco.
What year is it?
Dude, Bandai Namco puts out some pretty big games.
Sega.
Are you having to look it up now?
Yeah.
Wait, does Battlefield come out in July?
No.
No,
It's like-
November.
It's
right?
just more
Yeah.
more to be seen in July because I see something with it. Okay.
The biggest thing from Bandai Namco is it was actually pre-E3. They put out the Elden Ring. That was the big news. The new From Software game that's being published by Bandai Namco.
Oh, they're a publisher, not
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So they'll probably. I can imagine that show's probably going to show some Elden Ring gameplay because that's coming out in January of next year.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at their Wikipedia a little bit here to see if there's like a games released by Namco. How pumped are you for Elden Ring?
I'm actually really pumped because I finally started getting into the Souls games this year and really like them. I'm planning on doing. I'll probably be doing Bloodborne next, which I know is a big popular game for a lot of the people that play Souls games. So yeah, I'm gonna do Bloodborne, and then I'll probably do Dark Souls 3 after that, and then Sekiro, and then by that time I should be through most of their library, with the exception of Demon Souls Remastered. But I won't be able to play that till I get a PS5. Whenever I can find a fucking PS5, you know what I'm probably gonna do? I'm just gonna wait till the eventual pro version of that fucking PS5, because it's like at this point. I get so pissed off when I'm trying to find shit, and then eventually, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to that Sony Direct fucking queue, and I've been disappointed. I've probably gone to that Sony Direct queue to try and get in line to buy a PlayStation from Sony at least 24 times in the last 6 months. Like, and every time, sorry, all the consoles are sold. I'm like, God damn it!
It is so fucking annoying that it's.
I'm not gonna pay
hard.
scalper. I'm not doing it.
They don't
I'm not
really
doing
even
it.
have that much out yet. Still,
I know. I just,
Like,
but I
it's
want
not
the
even-
$400 digital only
yeah.
PS5. That's what I want. I'm not paying a fucking cent over it. But I want to play that Demon Souls remastered. That's the only reason I've been looking. But you're right. There's literally nothing really to play
out.
except upscaled versions of the PS4 games you're already playing.
Yep.
Oh, you can play God of War in 60 frames per second now. Whee! You know what I mean? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Great. But no, you're 100% right. It's not a huge thing. I'm glad I got my hands on a Series X, especially with Game Pass, because fuck, that's what I wanted to talk about. If you watch the Microsoft conference today, they previewed I think it was 31 games in an hour and a half.
Holy
and
shit.
of those 31 games, 27 of them are day one on Game Pass.
Hell yes.
And pretty much every single large title just about is day one on Game Pass, including Age of Empires 4.
oh no
Day
shit.
one. They showed AoE 4 today, and it looked amazing, dude. It looked so sweet. That's day one on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass PC or Game Pass Ultimate, they finally showed. Bethesda showed Starfield. It was no gameplay. It was just cutscenes and stuff. But that game's coming out in January, I want to say, next year. It's scheduled. Who knows? Release dates and whatnot.
Starfield is in November 11th, 2021.
Oh, that's right. November of next year. It's November. So it's
Or
still a little ways off.
sorry.
Yeah, it's a year and a half out. But it looked really, really good. I'm excited about that. This one got leaked before Nintendo. They're making a sequel to that Rayman game, the Rabbids game, that was on. Guy, I'm telling you, if you like XCOM, which I don't think you really do, but I love XCOM. That game was a huge surprise for me. It was one of my favorite games on the Switch. Was the Rayman Rabbids game. It was a really good game, and there's a sequel to that coming out. The Guardians of the Galaxy game looked fucking sweet. It looked really good. That's what Square Enix spent like half their conference showcasing, because that's really the only really good thing they had, I think. But
best trailer of the day goes to The Outer Worlds 2. And if you haven't seen it,
I didn't see the trailer. I just saw I missed that.
Gotta see the trailer. It's fucking hilarious. It's gorgeous. It's funny.
I don't know why I've not been able to make it all the way through the first Outer Worlds.
It's boring as fuck. That's why.
There are times it gets boring. Yes, like the text and some of the dialogue. Like, I like the idea. I wanted to love it. I'm like, Fallout in space, fucking yeah.
Yeah.
But there are some of the dialogue and some of the, like, you don't give a fuck about most of the characters. I think that's part of the problem. Like, you just don't care. They're just these random people in space or these colonies that you meet, and you're like, I don't care about them. So maybe that's what the issue is. But anyway, that was pretty much what I took. I'm super stoked about Elden Ring and Starfield. I'm actually excited for there was a couple other nothing's coming to the top of my head right now. I need to look and see what they announced that's coming out this year, because there were a few titles that are coming out later this year. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I want to play that. Halo Infinite looked freaking amazing.
Yeah.
It looked amazing. It really did. It looks like a true next-gen Halo that the multiplayer looked good. Here's an interesting thing. They're doing like the different approach to multiplayer like that's been more popular with Epic. Like, it's all free multiplayer now. Halo Infinite is free multiplayer. And I'm sure you can buy like a battle pass so you can get other skins and shit.
Dude, give me
like
a battle pass. I don't give a shit anymore, man. Give me cosmetics.
All be cosmetic shit. You can either get it or not. It's not going to affect gameplay, I'm sure. It'll just be for cosmetics, essentially. Which I think is the right strategy if you're looking at monetization and you're looking at trying to improve the game. They didn't announce a battle royale mode, but it's going to happen. If it doesn't come out immediately, Halo will end up having a battle royale mode. I don't know.
You think
Everyone has
so?
different feelings. I think so, yeah. They'd be foolish not to. It's a huge market. It's a huge market. It won't be limited to that, but I would bet money that the Halo series by this time next year will have a battle royale mode included in Halo Infinite. I would bet money on it.
I'm going to bet the opposite. I am going to make a prediction that 2021/2022 is going to be the year that more traditional multiplayer games make a little bit of a return. It might not be forever, but I have a feeling that with how popular COD still is, non-Warzone, with Battlefield coming back, I just think that this might be a little bit of a turning point to where we get to more of a arcadey style, because I really think that Battle Royale is just starting to wither. I think that people it's just...
You already know how I feel on. I don't play BR games. I'm just saying, with as big as Halo is and as big of a reach it is, and the fact that it'll be free multiplayer, I would be shocked if they don't have a BR mode, because that's gonna help sell consoles. That's what they want. That's why it's free multiplayer. They'd be like, you want to play Halo? You can play for free. Get an Xbox.
There you go.
You get an Xbox Series S, Series X. You got Halo for free, my man, and that's gonna sell consoles. I mean. If you were a teenager, you didn't have a PC, or you didn't have, and this is who their market is, a lot of them. You don't have any, or maybe you do have a PC, but you travel a lot and you want to be able to play games, and you can't just pack up your freaking PC with you. You get yourself a good console that can play these games in, high definition at a high frame rate. It's like having a little powerful little PC with you, So that's what I think they're going for. I think eventually... what Microsoft is doing is really kind of brilliant, because they're kind of meshing PC and console into one. Like, if you have Game Pass, pretty much almost every single game that is coming out for console is also coming to the PC on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to have the Game Pass. You don't have to even buy a console. You could just pay the $15 Game Pass subscription, and you could be playing next gen titles. I mean, I think it is. They went all in on it, and I think it's a brilliant move because the subscription based model, it works because people don't think about how much money they're spending over time. They're just thinking about, I'm only spending $15 this month.
Yep. I'll take it.
So, games as a service is going to continue. They've also started, they didn't really touch on it in their E3 presentation, but, their cloud services is getting ready to start where you can play, if you have Xbox Ultimate, you could play via the cloud on like any place where you have fucking internet, or like you could play on your, on your computer somewhere else. I mean, depending on the game you're playing, some games obviously wouldn't be good for using that, obviously, but shit, man. I mean, I think that they've got the right idea. I think Microsoft is like, they're really in it to win it this generation, this console generation. So just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Gray, do you have any gay subscription services right now?
Honestly, no. But that's just because I'm
Really?
a frugal. It's just because I'm a frugal bitch, to be honest.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I have so many freaking games, I used to do. Oh, what was it? Oh my god, I played Battlefield. You play? No. What's the
Origin Premier?
Yeah,
but
Origin.
now
I had that.
EA Access?
Yeah, I had that at some point, and then I was just like, I'm not playing enough games from it. Screw it, I'm not paying that. No, no, I don't actually. Come to think of it.
Okay. What games have you really been have you been enjoying a single game, or have you been enjoying a single genre of games?
I want to interrupt you. I want to interrupt you asking the guest question because I want to interject in this question.
Okay.
I saw you playing Sea of Thieves the other day. I was lurking in there while you were playing.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the E3 announcement?
I saw Casey say something about it in chat, and I'm like, I need to see because I need to.
Shut up, knackers!
I need to see it.
So
you're a bad gamer, Gray. What the hell?
I'm not gonna lie, I just played Overwatch and Dead by Daylight today. So
I wish I could play Sea of Thieves. I get seasick playing it. I actually do get like nauseated, unfortunately. But I can watch other people play it, which I do enjoy. And when I saw the trailer for this today, I immediately thought of you. I was like, she's gonna be all over this. So
I'm very excited because I haven't played Sea of Thieves in a really long time. That was actually the first time I've played it in probably at least a year or 2 years, maybe even more. But I'm gonna start with the Rebrand name change. I was like, we're gonna have a pirate day once a month.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is gonna be an excuse to get seasick playing Sea of Thieves, and this release. So I'm excited for it because Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
So many people. I have a type apparently, but so many people at my old job, whenever they would see my partner come in, they were like, he looks like Jack Sparrow. And I was like, you know what? He kind of does, and I'm kind of about it. So I'm excited.
Anyway, I just had to mention that. Back to Knacker's question, what are you playing right now and enjoying? I interjected because I knew you were playing Sea of Thieves, and then I saw that today and thought of you. So
well, it's when I think about the game, I'm just like, why do I like it so much? But I still play a lot of Dead by Daylight. Like, it's like one game I consistently come back to on my days off when I'm like, okay, Gray, you're gonna let yourself have one day. I don't know, dude. I think it's just really just playing with friends, if we're honest. I think that's like the fun for me. I actually recently played through Breath of the Wild for the very first time. Like, it was my first Zelda game, which I always was like, I feel like I'm like a poser saying I'm a gamer because I've never played Zelda before. Like, everybody I grew up with was like, oh yeah, Zelda. I'm like, I've never played it.
I'm gonna have like I don't want to consider this like a hot take, but Zelda is not like Mario. It's not like a franchise that you can kind of just jump into and play. Zelda has a very specific, large target market of gamers. I definitely don't think that I don't want to say that it's not as good as everybody says it is, but I want to say that, like, I would say people who like Zelda games are kind of like people who like Souls games. And I don't
yes,
really...
Yeah, I could see that.
And the thing about Zelda games, too, is there's a lot of puzzles in them and things that you got to work out and figure out. I've never, honestly, been a huge fan of Zelda games except for 2. A Link to the Past. I love that game on Super Nintendo. And then Breath of the Wild. Those are the only 2 Zelda games that I've actually finished and really enjoyed from start to finish. That's it. I've played a lot of the other ones, never finished them. I was never able to finish Zelda 1, 2, any of the ones on the Wii, Wii U. I never finished. The GameCube, Wind Waker, I liked. I tried to play that a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I've never really. I'm not hating on it. It just never connected with me personally.
Yeah. I thought Majora's Mask was the stupidest fucking idea of a video game. I remember trying to play that shit when my brain was like quarter developed. I couldn't wrap my head around what the fuck they wanted me to do.
I watch people play it now on Twitch, and I still can't wrap my brain around it.
So fucking aggravating, man. Just let me play the fucking game. Stop resetting my clock, for Christ's sake. I have a question.
I do not like games with time mechanics.
Yeah.
Like hard time mechanics. Did you guys ever play those Dead Rising games?
No.
Did you ever play Dead Rising?
No, I don't think I did. Maybe.
It's a Capcom game that came out for 360. They had several sequels, and I think they even had one for Xbox One. But basically, the mechanic in the game is you're like this dude that goes on like a zombie hunting type thing, but there's a time mechanic. And so the idea in the game is that you're not going to make it through, but as you learn where everything is and it's happening at certain times, and you're trying to save people, like civilians in the mall, you have to kind of know what's happening when. But I don't like that, because then it's just like this feeling of dread. I don't want to. It feels like instead of me wanting to go explore, I panic. I'm like, oh God, where the fuck do I gotta go next? Who's gonna die?
This all stemmed from Jimmy playing auto scroll levels in Mario when he was just a little boy.
Anyway.
So anyways, back to my fucking question, Jimmy. As far as what games you're playing right now. So you were talking about Dead by Daylight, and then I can't remember if I accidentally cut you off or not.
No, yeah, Dead by Daylight, and then I recently played Breath of the Wild and then Resident Evil 8.
Did you like it? Village?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I want to play it.
It was good. It was very good.
You know, I have such a... I couldn't think of what you've been playing recently, and I realized why. It's because I've been not only back in the office for like the past 2 weeks, but before then I was actually on the road like a lot. And for the first bit of the pandemic, I was 100% working from home. I was able to have streams up all day long, and now that I'm in the office, it's like borderline impossible, and it sucks a little bit, I gotta say.
Yeah.
This is my choice. It fucking sucks. So Overwatch, you said you're still playing Overwatch.
Yeah, I played a little bit of comp today with my friend, but I mean, I really like it. It's always one game that I can always go back to and kind of just like zone out and be like, yeah, let's fucking shoot shit.
When's the sequel coming out?
Soon, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Within the next year, I believe.
They announced it like a year or two ago, didn't they?
Yeah.
And there was another announcement regarding it recently. I remember Overwatch 2 trending on Twitter like a week or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my son is actually, for whatever, like he really wants to play Overwatch 2. Like he likes Overwatch as well. It's one of the few shooters he likes outside of Fortnite.
Yeah.
So he likes Overwatch. He plays it on his now he won't even play on his Xbox if it's a shooter. He wants to play on a PC. He wants to use mouse and keyboard for everything.
Yeah.
Smart boy.
We were playing Fall Guys. He was using mouse and keyboard.
My man. I was
like,
goes
dude, I can
than
hook a
that.
controller up for you because it'd probably be easier for Fall Guys, right? He's like, no, Dad, I'd rather just use my mouse and keyboard. I'm getting pretty good. I was like, shit, son.
My influence is seeping through the internet.
God Dang. All right.
That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, I need to go back and just watch all of the games as far as what Microsoft released. There was one. So I know that the game subscription services were getting a little confusing. Origin Premier, which is now EA Access. If you buy Microsoft's Game Pass, you also get EA Access, which
great deal
for fucking what, $7 or $10 a month, however much it is. I did not think in a million fucking years that we would be talking about Microsoft Game Pass here in 2021. Not only that, but games coming out for both. Like, we are releasing Halo for PC and for Xbox. That is so fucking, like, it's such a far-fetched idea when it comes to what my brain was like a couple years ago. I also don't think that, I guess I didn't think that game subscription services were going to be a thing. You know, you just thought like, oh, games are just going to be, you just buy them once and that's how it's going to be all the time. I had a question I was going to ask a little bit ago and then I forgot. If you could have every game company deny access, let's just say there was some crazy digital apocalypse where every video game released after 1990 was broken, unplayable, couldn't play it. And we had to start playing video games from the 90s again and then gradually work our way back up to modern day games. If you had that option, would you do it to kind of soft reset your expectations for video games and make it so like everybody is only playing the classics again? And then we eventually, and they wouldn't release in the same order or the same time, but it would be like all the games that come out in 1990 come out of the beginning of that. And then it would just be like, go, 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 go.
I kind of would like it. I think.
Like, think about like Eugene from Walking Dead when he was like, the only thing that he could play was the fucking Atari because that was the only console around. And like, you would think after a year of only playing Atari, would I grow a new appreciation for that game or that time and then just be able to appreciate the olds again? Or maybe use that time to play classics that you've never played before.
Wait, this is a good point. Is it new graphics or the old graphics? Would it be able to be
original graphics?
Original graphics.
Yeah. So no remakes, no reduxes.
I don't know. Part of me is very much like, I love the nostalgia of everything. So I'm like, hell yeah, let's just like dive into that and just be a kid again and then have that like reset. I don't mind that, honestly. But I'm also a person who love to just like go into the middle of the woods and disconnect from everything and have a hard reset on society and everything, you know?
Yeah, amen.
So I'd be about it.
I already play old games, so you know, I'd be fine. I mean, obviously we know that wouldn't happen, but you know, I'd be fine with it.
Elizabeth brought up a great point. If your memory of said games was also wiped and you got to experience the games for the first time.
Oh
yeah. I mean, we're talking like Men in Black. They hold you the freaking the shit, and they're like,
"Yep,
please,
yo,
come to my house, do that to me. I need that now."
I'd be down.
Let's say
I'd be down.
In 10 years, some fucking company out of Silicon Valley comes out and says, "Hey, we've found a way to selectively delete memories. Are either of you getting in line?"
Get rid of all of it.
Dude, your mic peaked out. I didn't hear anything you said.
I said, get rid of all of it.
Yeah. Would you sign up to have your gaming memory wiped for a chance to experience video games again?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, let's say
I would totally.
Let's say one of the side effects is another part of your memories is wiped. Would you rather have memories of friends, families, places, sexual experiences, school? Like, if you had to also delete another part of your memory, what is the other part of your memory that you're willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice every relationship that you've ever had, completely wiping that memory? Every interaction you've ever had with a family member, wiped back to fucking zero. Like
Delete
what?
the
Yeah,
trauma.
fucking. I want every interaction I've ever had with my racist Aunt Linda. Yes, I'll take that.
No, it's all family.
Wipe it.
It's all family or no family.
Oh fuck! I thought I got
Linda.
to pick. I thought I got to
I
pick. Fuck you! If you're listening to this, fuck you, Aunt Linda. You racist piece of shit. Sorry.
We hate racists.
Yeah, we do. She's actually my great aunt. To be.
Oh, even worse. She's old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old and racist. I think I would be willing to give up. I'm trying to think, like, what other categories of movies? If wiping games also meant wiping movies, would you also?
Why do you gotta tag it with something else? Why does it gotta be a moral quandary? Why can't we just get the game thing wiped and move on?
This
Why
is
do we have to
life.
tie it
Life
to
is
some
not
other
fair.
shit?
Because this is Silicon Valley we're talking about. They're gonna
This
fuck
is
something
bullshit.
up.
I'm getting more box wine.
Okay, do your thing.
Fucking bullshit.
So some of the other X Game Pass games that they were released. So Starfield was honestly one of them. Did you get big into Fallout or Skyrim or anything, Gray?
No, not really. I always wanted to get into Skyrim. I started Skyrim and then I just kind of stopped. It's just the too many hours kind of a thing. But I mean, I love games like Skyrim, so I'm about it. But no, I don't think I've ever played any Fallout games. Ever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like one of the games that I want to play, but I never just got around to it, kind of a thing.
How does your community react to single player like RPG games? Ones that maybe are a little bit slower in pace?
I think they're always pretty much down for it for the most part. It really just depends on, like, as long as I'm enjoying it for the most part, I think everyone is on board, which is really freaking nice.
Isn't it?
Nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We got Age of Empires 4, like Jimmy said, Outer Worlds 2, Halo Infinite. Look, Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm guessing that there's just a big update that's coming out for that. Back 4 Blood, which is a Left 4 Dead type. You know, it's a 4-person zombie horde. It's going to have to be really interesting for me to enjoy it because I have friends still to this day that are like, hey, let's play Left 4 Dead. I'm like, oh my God, I can only play that fucking game so many times. There's only so many levels. There's no fucking ADS. I can't play Left 4 Dead anymore. I'm like, I'm putting my foot down. I'm not playing Left 4 Dead any fucking more.
I'm kind of with you on that. Every time I go to see my nephews, like, I know my youngest nephew would always be like, let's play Left 4 Dead, because that's what he had. And I was like, hell yeah, that's a lot of fun. But then after, X amount of times, it's like, okay.
Yep.
It's the same thing. You can play it now.
Yeah, right. I'll watch you play. I'll be the streamer chat for now. Looks like there's a new Rage game. I don't know why Fallout 2 and Fallout 3 is on this list. Chat, does anybody care to elaborate on why Fallout 2 and 3 are on here? Party Animals. Oh, that's right. There's an update. There's Slime Rancher 2 is coming out. What?
No, Party Animals. Party Animals the one that is kind of like Fall Guys, but also like, what's Party Animals? Am I wrong? I'm thinking of one that's like a little animals.
I said Party Animals, and I heard Weenie go, oh, out in the living room. Party
so
Animals is gang beasts, but with adorable fuzzy animals.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Okay.
I'm excited for that one. That one looks fun.
I love a good party game.
Fun. Yeah.
Where did
Cute animals bust each other's heads in? Hell yes.
Fuck yeah. And I think that looks like there's a lot of titles on here. If anybody's curious, I'm gonna throw this in chat right now. This is just regarding the Microsoft version of the E3 releases. So a lot of really, really interesting stuff. I'm trying to figure out. I've had the desire to play some single player games, but I just don't know. It's not that I don't want to spend the time, but there's just other things that I'd rather do when it comes to time. And, thinking about diving into a single player game nowadays just seems insane. I'll play Call of Duty for 4 to 5 hours a week, and that's like if I'm lucky. But what I'm hoping is that after I kind of get settled with this new position at work and I'm not working so many hours, I'll have more time and energy to play games. And I'm also kind of hoping that now that I don't play games on stream anymore, that I will get the love or get the motivation to play games, or at least just play with other people regarding not streaming. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that.
What are you most excited for from like the list that you've seen thus far, or things that you've heard are being released?
I'm definitely the most pumped for Battlefield. I had hundreds of hours synced into Battlefield 4. I would probably say Weenie and I only sank maybe 100 hours, if that, into Battlefield 5. I pretty much
I didn't like Battlefield 5.
It was okay.
It was just okay.
Yeah. The reason we stopped playing was because of the lack of server balancing, banning hackers, and the TTK. They kept fucking with the TTK. Like it was like, okay, now it's really easy to kill people. Now it's too hard to kill people. Like snipers. I think I realized, or I found this out last year, where games will purposefully make, like they will purposefully make it so that when you get shot a certain amount of times, you have a sliver of fucking health to entice urgency, to like force you to get to like ramp up energy levels because you have such little health. Like in Call of Duty, when you get sniped and you have a sliver of health, it's like, I shot you in the head with a goddamn sniper rifle. You should be dead. But apparently that's a development tactic, is to just create that faux sense of urgency in your life. Fucking game developers. But Battlefield, definitely the most excited for. I will always give a Bethesda game like a chance. So I'm pretty pumped for Starfield. And
Go, sorry.
I'm more pumped about it because I know nothing about it.
Yeah. Going and looking at games that are coming out this year and some of the stuff that they've talked about. The new Far Cry looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Giancarlo Esposito playing the villain. That'll be cool. Battlefield comes out that month. Far Cry comes out the beginning of October. Back 4 Blood like the week after that, and then the new Dark Pictures anthology, and then Battlefield, and then Guardians of the Galaxy, and then Age of Empires 4. There are some huge games coming out in freaking October, man. Holy moly.
I think that I'm going to give Age of Empires 4 a try. I haven't played an RTS game in a really long time, and I think I'm gonna try it and just see if I like it.
I'm gonna try it just because. Why not? I have already paid for. It's PC. It's not on the console, but I have Game Pass Ultimate, which means you can download it on either console or PC. So yeah, this is fuck yeah. I'm gonna play it.
So why not?
Badass. Let's see. The Forza Horizon. Guys, they're going to re-release Grand Theft Auto 5 for next-gen consoles. It comes out November.
Oh,
okay? Just
my God.
You can play it, you can now play it on a 360, PS3, or PS4, or Xbox One, or a PS5 or Series X.
Rockstar's the new EA.
I played on my Switch.
Fucking despise Rockstar as much as I despise EA these days.
They're making so much money, though, that like that's the only reason they're doing it, because they... Look how many people play Grand Theft Auto multiplayer, man. It's just fucking crazy. Look at the Twitch scene. How big GTA RP is still huge. And that's all predicated on GTA 5. So why would, I get it. They're probably making so much money in the money that they sell, like the Shark Cash or whatever the fuck, Shark Cards or whatever the fuck they sell. I don't know. But I agree with you. I hate the fact that they haven't really updated, or I want a new really good single player experience, man. That's why I love Grand Theft Auto. I loved the campaign. It was so much fun. And it lasted a long time. And then I'm like, I just don't really have much interest in playing multiplayer Grand Theft Auto. I don't know.
It's too bad. Because you think if they're making the billions that there would be a little bit of incentive to maintain like a fucking little bit afterwards. More heists. Why are there not 17,000 heists in Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is that I'm looking at this release schedule. At least it's on Game Informer, so I know it's incomplete. But I'm looking at like...
Did you say Game Informer?
Yeah.
I say again, what year is it? Fucking Namco
I just
and
Googled
Game Informer.
game release calendar. This is the first thing that popped up. But like they have this thing, like December doesn't show, but the only release they have in December is Dying Light 2.
Okay.
I never played the first one. I didn't realize there were 2 new Pokemon games coming out for the Switch in November.
Yeah.
What?
Pokemon Diamond and Pearl come out in November for the Switch.
Weenie, you still playing Pokemon Snap? Yeah, she is.
See, I didn't buy that because it's just one of those games that like the first one. It's fun, you go through, but replayability after you've kind of made it through, you just, you know.
And so I was watching her play, and I said to myself, this looks the exact fucking same as the original game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? Exact replayability. There's nobody in their right mind that is going to continue, like anybody with a brain that is going to continue to play that over and over and over. It seems like a massive cash grab to me.
I mean, it's basically like, it's a type of game. I mean, it's a type of experience. You know, like if you're in the mood if you really like Pokemon and you want a chill, laid back experience where you're just going through and on rails and basically taking pictures of different Pokemon, it's just the type of experience you want. I mean, I could see myself in the mood to play something like that. I don't know if I could see myself dropping $60 on playing something like that right now, knowing that I'd probably play through the whole thing once and never touch it again for maybe years. You know what I mean? That's just me. Do I want to replay it all and go through all the different courses and all that stuff? Nah, I don't know. Maybe
games on rails, man. That's really tough for me to swallow.
You have to be in the right mindset. Like if I had had a few beers and I was feeling good and I was just sitting back and wanted to just relax and play something fun, I could see myself playing. I don't know if that's a game that I would get I'll probably pick it up when it goes under like $40 or less.
Which Nintendo games on sale, Jimmy?
You might catch a digital sale here and there where they drop it down. I'll probably pick it up when it's a little bit cheaper. Just because I could see myself wanting to check it out. But yeah. I don't see that as a game that I could see myself coming back to very often, you know?
Gray, from your little searches here and there and just kind of hearing us talk about games, is there anything that you are selectively excited for?
One thing that I know of that I'm excited for would be New World. It's kind of an MMORPG kind of thing coming out. It reminds me a little bit of like WoW and Fable, like Hannah Baby, and I really loved Fable growing up. So I'm kind of about it, and I also just kind of want to like dive into something like that because that's what I used to play, like MMOs all the time.
I'm surprised. I never really took you for an MMO person.
Me either.
Oh, dude.
I didn't know you were an MMO. I didn't know you were an MMO freak.
I used to, literally before it was just RuneScape and then World of Warcraft. Like all of my high school was just fucking World of Warcraft. Yeah.
I would have never. I would have never. You know.
I'm probably gonna actually start playing more like classic RuneScape actually on stream. But
I did love RuneScape.
Yeah, that shit was the bomb.
There was I think I've told this story on stream, but it's been a long time since I've told it. I went to St. Augustine, Florida with one of my friends to visit his grandmother. And so we flew down there. We just hung out in Florida for a week, and he had introduced me to RuneScape while we were there. And she had AOL dial-up still.
Oh.
So this was 2005, somewhere between 2000 2005. And so the first 2 nights that we were there, so we would come home from a day of doing whatever, and then we would, as soon as everybody went to bed, we would boot up the computer and then just play RuneScape online for like...
Yeah, because you got to wait for everyone to go to bed so you can use the phone line.
Exactly.
Yep.
Hours and hours and hours of RuneScape. And we would like tag team, like he would go to sleep, I would play, I would go to sleep, he would play. And then after the 3rd day, somebody was like, hey, have you guys been using like a lot of the internet? And we're like, no, not necessarily. And she goes, okay, good, because I pay by the minute. And I'm like... oh my God. And we had sank like 15 or 20 hours into this fucking AOL online. I was like, we are so fucked. Well, we never heard anything about it after we left, so I have no fucking idea.
That's gonna be a bill.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bill.
Bill.
They used to, it was crazy back in the day with dial-up services, and depending on where you lived, you could just get absolutely screwed by charges, man. Like phone charges in the early days of the internet. Oh my God, especially in rural areas, yeah. Oof.
Yep.
And this was, it's crazy to think that even 10, 15 years ago that we had pay by the minute internet. Pay by the minute, you have to turn on your internet 10, 15 years ago.
Now it's like nonstop.
It's fucking insane. Like when I'm sitting here just thinking about that, you know, there's times where I think about the things that we have seen like in our lifetime. Like we were all lucky enough to see the start and finish of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like we got to live seeing that through. That's fucking crazy. Thank you. And like the difference in technology from when we were born, and I can only imagine what it's like for our parents. I mean, we see it every day. We see old people like Jimmy try to contemplate how technology works on a day-to-day basis, and they're completely lost. Like life alerts going off. They're just having a real hard time. I love you, Jimmy. Oh man. But yeah, it is absolutely crazy how much tech has flourished and changed. And it's crazy to think like not only like what tech is going to be like in 10 years, but what is gaming going to look like for all of us in 10 years. I would love to be able to have a gaming computer in my pocket to just Iron Man deploy in my friend's house. Like when we all go to Twitchcon, we can just like fucking Iron Man deploy a gaming computer all in the living room, like clear out the living room of all the TV and the sofas and the coffee table. I'll just boot up our PCs. I mean, we all play games online. I know the last thing anybody wants to do when we all get together is like play more games online with each other.
That'll be the thing to do in the living room, right? You want to have a little game party. I'll probably bring my Xbox. I'll bring my Xbox for next TwitchCon.
Okay.
That'll be an easy thing to do.
I'm a little sour on Xbox at the moment because I just had to send in my 6-month-old $200 Xbox Elite V2 controller in for service because within 1 to 2 months, I got joystick drift in both fucking joysticks. With that said, the Elite V2 is the sexiest, most durable and awesome Xbox controller that I've ever used. But the fact that it was defective within a month or two really fucking pissed me off. And it's a free replacement, but it is what it is. I wish people could just make good controllers. You know,
I've never had any real issues with my Xbox controllers, but I've heard. I think I had one that eventually started falling apart on me, but I'd had it for like 5 years. But I just bought like the new. This is my daily driver.
Mm-hmm.
Like the new version of theirs, because the D-pad is different now on the new one.
Oh yeah,
like the way they make it, and it has a new button. Like look in the middle, it has like a share button or whatever, like a screenshot button now on the new controllers. The other nice things about the new Xbox controllers is they're all Bluetooth, so you can use them as a controller for pretty much anything, you know, which I like. But yeah, I hear you. I know that it's not. Some people have had issues. I've never had any problems with my Xbox controllers, but I've never bought the big fancy ones. I've always just bought the standard regular wireless ones that they have.
That dude, I've almost every Xbox wireless controller that I've bought has gone defective in some way after a year or so.
Wow.
I've never thrown a controller. I've never slammed a controller. I only play Rocket League, and I've always had some sort of issue.
That's what the problem is.
What are you laughing about, Gray?
No, I'm saying, if anything, I would be slamming the fuck out of a controller playing Rocket League.
That's your problem right there. You're playing Rocket League. All your try-hard sweat is seeped into the controller, and it's broken down the circuit boards. Too much.
He's figured it
out.
Too
much try-hard sweatiness when you play Rocket League.
I am a sweaty gamer. You know, like one of the most common things to say when you get angry is like, "Oh, these kids are sweating so fucking hard," and my response is like, "I'm sweaty." Like, I'm a little sweaty boy. I want to be fucking good. I'll do whatever I can to win. I play video games to win, but I'm okay being a little sweaty boy. Like, I enjoy getting worked up, because the thing is, like, when I don't take my rage with me when I leave the computer. You know, like, I'll probably seem like I get animated and angry if I'm playing a game on stream, but, like, it ends there and then I go.
Not me.
Not you.
I take it with me. I fucking wear that shit on my sleeve. God damn it, game!
Well, You play some pretty fucking frustrating video games, so
I've been called a masochist lately. I'm starting to believe it.
you should believe it. Are there any other E3 points that we wanted to talk about before we got to the Q&A? Or any points in general?
No, just that Gray's got a cool shirt on. You could have worn your hat.
I could have. I'd have to pull it out of the trash. Oh! Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
Damn.
One of the last things that I wanted to cover that I'm actually quite excited about, because it's really hard to get excited about anything that Twitch announces these days. We have follower emotes and animated emotes that are both coming native to Twitch.
Wait, follower emotes?
Follower emotes, yeah. So not yet.
That.
Not yet.
What?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Soon.
Yeah.
What is it? So it's like anyone who follows your channel, you can get an emote. No
Yeah,
matter
up to
what?
5
streamer
emotes.
can designate one emote.
5. There's up to
emote?
5.
Up to 5 emotes.
Yep.
I
So
don't fucking know.
let me click on this link from Zach Bussy. Too long didn't read of emote news. 5 follower emotes in beta testing. Animated emotes. Upload your own. 6 templates optional. Animations can be displayed by users.
How do you get 5 emotes for following if all affiliates are given are 5 max regular emotes?
Yeah.
Amen.
I was gonna say.
Right?
Amen.
Does that seem silly?
Yes.
So does that mean then the affiliates get 10 slots for
That's
emotes,
what
and there's
I'm
5 follow,
thinking.
5 subs? Okay.
Maybe that's what it is. If that's the case, that's cool because then you get more emotes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that.
So if that's the case,
I'm definitely okay with, even though as much as I love BTTV and I love Franker Face, I'm totally okay with animated emotes coming to the Twitch. But you know, how many emotes can you have? Can you only have a certain amount of static emotes and a certain amount of animated emotes? Do they share the same pool? I think one of the greatest things about BTTV is just like the unlimited possibility of memes in your channel. And I've become such a sucker for animated emotes lately. I think they're fucking hilarious. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, fun.
And so I'm glad to be seeing that they're coming natively to Twitch. So I don't think that's anytime soon. I think they're both going to be in beta testing soon. They just got released they both got announced on June 4th. The animated emotes are coming to partners first, and then they're coming to everybody else after. So we got a little time before those come out.
I'm basically, at least initially, I'm just going to take the ones that are my current cheer motes that are animated and make those so you don't have to pay for using an animated emote, you know?
Oh, just make those your
one of the
follower?
great things. Huh?
Just make those your follower emotes? The cheer
No,
motes?
when they give me the cheer motes, give those as the animated, because I already have animated emotes, but I can only use them as cheer motes right now.
Okay.
So I'll just make those, at least initially, what my animated emotes are when they give me the option, so you don't have to pay to use, you don't have to cheer to get that emote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then eventually when I can get an artist to make me some special or new ones, I'll do that. But this is kind of one of those things where it's win-win. Twitch is giving something to the community that's going to provide something extra, but they know at the end of the day, they're making more money off this because you're basically incentivizing people to spend more money on the platform. That's
True.
essentially what this comes down to, you know?
Which confuses me because the fact that they're allowing follower emotes is like a contradiction.
But you can
of that.
only use them at that channel.
Correct.
That was
Correct.
the stipulation.
Right.
So
Okay.
you can't. They're not global. You can't use them outside of the channel that you're following if you're not subbed to the channel. So in that sense,
Followed.
I get it. Yeah, but I mean, if you're following the channel and you try and use that emote, you can't use it. Right?
Elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. Correct. Yep.
So I think what they're thinking is if they give these people these emotes now, this is Twitch's thinking. We'll give them the follower emotes, and they're going to want to use a creator's emotes outside of that channel, and that's going to get more subscriptions.
Right.
That's the point of follower emotes. I think that's what Twitch's way of thinking is too. You know,
Makes sense.
Are either of you like not about follower emotes, or do you think it's a good idea?
I
I
kind
think
of
it's
like
a good
it.
idea. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you don't feel like it takes away from the sub emotes.
When you ask that specifically, yes, a little bit, but at the same time, being as you can use them globally, it's still like
that's
the
true.
sub emotes. It adds that factor.
I think it's a way where you can because I have people that are in my channel all the time. They never sub, but they're always there. You know, and occasionally they've been gifted a sub or whatever, but they've never spent a cent on. And I'm sure you guys have viewers like this too. And there's a lot of viewers like that on Twitch. I think it's cool that way you can kind of have more inclusivity for those types of individuals. That because I know how it can feel. And every streamer's channel is different. You know, the way they handle dealing with subs and bits and that sort of stuff. But one of the things that always concerns me, and that's one of the reasons why I keep the channel points for like if someone wants to use a sub emote or an emote on my channel, I keep that like real low as one of those channel points things. So they can just buy an emote and jump in on whatever everyone else is
I should
doing.
do that.
Yeah.
That's actually a good idea.
It's a way to make it to where, you know, I say, hey, get your beers up. Well, someone could buy a beer for 100 points. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's essentially what they're doing. They're taking that out where you won't need to have those buy a channel emote anymore. You can just have it by being a follower of the channel, or just, you know, use this section of emotes while you're in this channel just by being a follower. And I think that that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. I think that there's a lot more positives than negatives, in my opinion.
How do you feel about it?
Personally and anecdotally, I hate trying to decide as a creator what should be behind a paywall and what shouldn't. I fucking despise it because I'm like, who am I to decide that this should cost you, like, this version of my face should be free and this version of my fucked up face should cost you $5 a month? I hate making that decision so much. But I, just like Jimmy said, this is almost like an add-on to the VIP status, because the VIP status gave you as a creator the power to grant emotes and inclusion to the people that might not afford to be able to. And I think that was so fucking cool. And honestly, I think like this is like Joe Biden benefits everybody, hurts nobody, right? Like the emotes are only usable in your channel. I fucking love that meme, by the way.
That is actually one of my favorite ones on TikTok right now.
Stimulates the economy. Hurts nobody. So I'm all about it because I feel like it's speaking of stimulation, I feel like it stimulates the culture within your community. It's more inclusive. It puts the barrier in between the people who can't afford to be a part of the memes or the culture. So I think it's fucking awesome. I just hope that I mean, everybody's getting more emotes.
It's going to come down to how they implement it. I'm holding judgment. I think they're going to do it right. But if they implement it the way I think that they're going to, I think it's a good thing. I really do.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm about it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's skedaddle over to the question and answer. So we got a good amount of questions here. So hurry the fuck up. First question from Fucko. He said, "Why are pants?" Not exactly sure if that was a complete sentence or who the hell knows.
Because they are.
Why are pants?
Why are pants?
Why are they?
You Gray, you were talking about it just being hot and wearing shorts. I have been of the mindset of find the shortest shorts possible for streaming. Like find the most free-flowing, light, short pants for streaming and then nut fan on high. Chat, if you don't know, you need to get a fan that is screwed to the underside of your desk that just blows air right into your genitals.
I need to do that.
It will change your fucking life.
I need to.
Go on Amazon, buy one of those Christmas tree light switches that that has a little foot pedal where you're like, genitals are hot, nut fan on. Genitals are chilly, nut fan off. You have a remote. Oh my God. Alexa,
or
nut
you
fan
could just
on.
buy some chubbies.
I have some chubbies. And you want to know what? They pilled before I even washed them the first time, and I'm fucking pissed. I don't know if it's just because that's pilled, P-I-L-L-E-D, where they get the little nubs of cotton all over it. You've never had, yeah. I was a little disappointed.
That's probably your washing machine probably sucks. Huh?
Before my first wash is what I said.
Sounds like you got. It sounds like you got some fake ones. Maybe you got scammed. Maybe you didn't actually get those types of shorts. Maybe you got like what are they called?
Chubbies.
You got chubles.
El
You got chubles. You got the swap meet fucking version of it. Yeah.
Chubbies are fantastic shorts to wear. They're super, super comfy. And yeah, I got the 7-inchers. I wasn't ballsy enough, no pun intended, to go for the 5-inch shorts, but I might.
Dude, I'm getting some 5 inches, and I'm wearing them on the flight to Michigan, and I'm coming with some 5-inch chubbies, dude. My balls hanging out the bottom end. It's gonna be awesome.
Fuck yeah, dude. Just fucking fly in and come. Let's go. All right, next question from Kelnohe. How many claps are in the Friends theme song? Gonna be this way.
5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Is it 5?
Yep. It's
it's
more
5.
fun with Courtney Cox. And MJR, anybody? Nobody? Okay. Next question from Starving Buddha. For or against Birda?
Can you spell it?
BRBIRDDA. For
Birda?
Birda.
I have no idea what that is.
I'm gonna give him a chance to resubmit that question. Okay, next question. I have no idea. Crossing Casey asks, what does Gray think of Jack Sparrow update in Sea of Thieves that was announced today?
I'm gonna be about it.
I'll watch you play it, because that way I won't get seasick.
I got you.
I know that I know Mr. 42 is somebody who's always enjoyed Sea of Thieves, so I think that he's pretty excited.
Yo, wasn't your brother really big into Sea of Thieves for a while?
Who?
Like, I remember him playing it. Your brother.
I was being a dick. I was being a dick.
He was. I remember watching him play the beta, and it was like it came out right around the time he stopped streaming. Yeah. And he was playing the beta a lot, and he was playing. Did he continue playing it? Does he still play it? Is he in here?
I think I saw him a little bit ago.
If he's in here, I want to know if he's still playing. I'm curious. All right.
I know he's been on the Destiny and Grand Theft Auto kick. Those are the two things that he's been playing a lot of, which I never pegged him for being a Destiny person ever.
I didn't either, but I see he's all about it.
Next question from Starving Buddha. Oh, here we go. For or against, bird dog pants are pants with underwear built in? No. There is no reason to have underwear built in, because the amount of sweat that your genitals are going to accumulate is going to be too fast. You're going to have to wash your shorts just to wash the underwear. That is the stupidest fucking idea. I don't know why anybody thought that was a good idea. You know why? This is fucking 5 brain shit. Because if your underpants are attached to your shorts, then you have to wash your shorts 5 times as much as you normally would, which will make you buy more shorts.
5 head.
Planned obsolescence. It's fucking Apple with shorts. But I don't know. I've never. I don't
understand why you would want to have underwear built into your fucking shorts or pants. Like, it's never comfortable.
No.
Like,
and you
I
can
don't
never
even like
adjust,
it when they had.
Like, if your nuts are getting too hugged and then you got to pull down your underpants, but then like you're pulling down your underpants and you're pulling down your shorts. That sounds like a terrible experience.
I've had shorts that have underwear built in, and I always cut it out. I just cut it out.
Like a bathing suit kind of a thing?
When you were in the army. They gave you the shorts. Your PT shorts had a nylon spandex thing built in. I always cut that motherfucker out. I didn't like it.
Private Boomer, what are you doing to those shorts?
I don't need another piece of fabric when I already have underwear on, man. I don't need another piece of fabric fucking me. No, I don't. No.
Goddamn government.
Fuck you, man. I'm doing it.
Don't put underwear in my shorts, okay? That is an approved Crocs of Hot Pockets seal. Oh, Jesus, sorry. My camera. Sorry.
What have you done?
Fucking don't put underwear in shorts, all right? Let us wear them separately. It's like putting socks in with pants. Fucking don't. Let me choose my socks separately.
Now, I don't like pre-chosen underwear on shorts or pants. I want my own underwear. Yeah.
Yeah. Buddha got me all worked up about underpants shorts. I apologize. Next question. This is from Nate Dogg. Thoughts on E3 so far, if you've watched any of it. So Nate Dogg, we kind of went super, super deep into E3 conversations and what we were excited for. In general, like if I was to do a quick summary for you, because you're an awesome person, for me, it's going to be Battlefield, Starfield, and I'm a little excited for Age of Empires 4.
Starfield, Battlefield. I might actually play Hades now because it's coming to Xbox.
Halo Infinite.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Battlefield, Halo, and then New World for me, I guess.
Good. Real quick, I just happened to look at chat. Starving Buddha said, but when you buy swim trunks, they have mesh lining. Fuck
Cut it out.
That mesh lining. That exact reason is why I wear boxers underneath swim trunks, is because that mesh is the itchiest, most uncomfortable bullshit that I've ever worn, and I fucking hate it. It's like, you know, when you have a wet bathing suit and then you sit down on a hard plastic chair for too long and then your ass and your legs get all itchy. Anybody?
Hate it.
Okay, no gonorrhea. Okay, all right, interesting. Second to last question from Small Occasion. What's everyone's favorite video game company?
That's a really good question.
I think my favorite video game company presenter is Devolver. I love their trailers.
Oh, Devolver
their
Digital is a great. Yeah, they always have some funny shit. But as far, if I'm answering this as like the games I like to play the most, if I'm saying as of recently, I'd probably have to say From Software. I mean, I played a lot of From Software games as of late, and god dang, do they just put out high quality products, you know? They put out some damn good games. Before that, in the olden days, I would have said Sierra. I used to love Sierra games and like LucasArts and shit like that, like the old school, like those. They used to be my favorite companies when I was growing up, but modern times, I'd say From Software's got to be near the top for sure. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Gray?
I honestly don't know anything but EA for sure.
For real.
I really love the game Hellblade, so I want to say Ninja Theory, which was behind them.
Okay.
But I don't really honestly know. I'm really bad with that. I don't know.
I just looked up top 10 game development companies just to get names to get an idea. Zero, Electronic Arts, Nintendo, Ubisoft, Sony, Activision, Blizzard, Epic Games, Gameloft, Square Enix, Bungie. Just looking at those, I can't pledge loyalty to kind of any of them. Like, I don't look at any of them and go, yes, there's been games that this company has put out for my entire life that I've just loved. Like, I've loved games from each one of these companies. It's really hard to say.
I'm not a company fanboy.
Me either.
I love video games. I love the games. I always feel more impressed with certain companies over the next, but I never think to myself, oh, fucking yeah, this company can't do no wrong, because I know that's not true.
Right.
It's just not. And I think, I'm not saying that whoever questioned this has like a blind allegiance to a company or anything, but I don't usually think about like favorite. I think about favorite games. I don't think really about like favorite companies so much, you know?
I want to say that I had a really good rapport, a parasocial rapport with Bethesda. Like, I always enjoyed Bethesda's games. I always liked their conferences. I want to blow Howard. What's it? Tom Howard? What's the dude's name? Hello? Todd.
You want to blow Ron Howard?
Todd Howard. I'm
Ron Howard
to him. He's small. He's got curly hair. He's cute. He's got a great mouth. I'm all about it. I'd suck his dick. But anyways, yeah, I think like for a while Bethesda was like, I like Bethesda, and then the Fallout 76 stuff came out. I was like, now I just don't really care too much. So I'm kind of all over the place. I don't know. I don't have a good answer to this question, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Second and last question. Jimmy, did you pee a little when the head fell off the shelf in Man of Medan? Man of Medan?
Man of Medan, I think. Yes.
Spoiler.
I did. And that game is it's actually really fun. Gray, have you played the Man of Medan games?
Not yet. I have it in the queue to play.
It's just started
scary, right?
A lot of jump scares. I just started the first one a couple days ago. Because Thursday is when I kind of always switch back to modern stuff. And it'd been on my list for a while, and I was just like, I want to try this. And it was really good. Like, the story's really good. There's some Uncanny Valley CG with the characters and stuff, but it's fun. If you liked Until Dawn, you're gonna like them.
Okay.
So
Definitely want to check it out.
Last question. From Tyrone Ramon. What does it feel like to be
T-Tone?
That's a great name. What does it feel like to be so awesome that a bunch of people like to hang out while you play video games and talk? So as far as this podcast goes, it's pretty fucking amazing to have people show up and people listen to the podcast. As far as being like a streamer in general and having people to hang out while you play video games, I will say that as hard, stressful, and degrading. And by degrading, I mean like how you physically degrade as a human being, like being a streamer on Twitch. There are crazy amounts of pros and upsides to like having a community, being a live streamer, having a community, having people to hang out with. I mean, it really is like an awesome life to have. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Pretty much. It's interesting, and as you said, there's a lot of stressful factors, but the positive far outweighs the negative.
I think I am never not surprised, even though I know it's such a good feeling when I hit start streaming, and then by the time the one song that I play is over and I actually start talking, there's already people talking in chat, man. Like, it's just such a good feeling to know, like, there's always people coming there to hang out with me. And I always have this worry that I'm going to go live and I'm going to start talking in 5 minutes and there's not going to be anyone there. And I haven't had that issue.
Yeah.
It's just, even after having done this for 6+ years, I still get, like, is anyone going to show up tonight? Sort of feelings.
Same.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
It's one of those things. So for those of you that come by and you keep coming to hang out and watch, I super appreciate it. And I know every content creator feels the exact same way, you know?
Yes, absolutely. I also think it's just... sorry.
No, I'm not saying anything. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think it's also really amazing that those who show up also then create friendships from being all together, kind of a thing. And that, like, that just fucking fuels me. I'm like, yes, I love it. Makes me so happy. Go ahead.
Notification squad. People that show up in chat within like minutes of us going live. You guys are literal heroin. Like the rush and the mood swing that you give a streamer when you pop up within minutes of them going live, like seeing those names populate in chat, it is heroin. I don't know what heroin's like, but I can only imagine that is exactly what it feels like. And it's those, like, to them, it's probably like, okay, this streamer going live is like a good part of my day. I want to get in there as soon as they go live. And to them, it might just be a routine, but to us, it's like a mood life jacket almost. Like,
yeah, night and day.
They fucking throw it out and you see it, you're like, oh my God, thank God somebody's fucking here.
They came.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many times where I just like start, like I'm right about to start stream, but I'm like hella depressed because life. And I'm just like, I don't know if I should do this. I hit start and then there's the notification gang.
Noti gang.
And I'm just like, my whole mood just 360s and I'm like excited again and happy and I'm just like, yes.
I have so many times wavered on whether or not I was going to stream because I was not in the greatest mood. But I was able to just flip it, knowing that if I would just start, my mood would flip around, you know? Now, there are times you just can't get away from it. You just got to cancel. That happens. But honestly, there are many days where I'm just like, oh, man, fucking tired. I had this happen to me. I don't know if I should stream. And I'll be like, my wife's like, you always do this to yourself. Just fucking start, and you're going to be fine after 10 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I will. But it's just getting started is difficult sometimes, you know?
I've been a little better about sticking to canceling lately, because I used to be of the mindset of like, just go live and you'll be fine. What I've realized is that as soon as I am unlive, those problems just come rushing back. And it's like there are days where you're upset about a little thing, and going live and distracting yourself makes the problem dissipate and it doesn't return. But for like the heavier things, I've realized that, you know what, it's probably better just to take the day and ruminate and just fucking boil. And then, you know, by the time you go live the next time, it'll be over.
And no, absolutely. I'm not saying just power through all your problems or anything.
Right.
And
it's different for
most
everybody.
of the time for me, it's usually just something small, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
those small things can easily, I mean, that's one of the things that a lot of streamers have that issue with, and including my own self, early on into streaming, is you let one thing snowball into something else. And then next thing you know, you've canceled a couple streams. Now another week, cancel a few more. It's hard to create. It's so the number one thing of creating a community on Twitch is being there. You have to actually be there. The minimum being 3 times a week. I'm saying that has got to be, in my opinion, that has got to be near Twitch law. I'm not saying that you can grow a community without being 3 times a week, but it's very difficult, I think, to do anything more than maintain a Twitch audience with anything less than at least 3 streams a week.
Yep.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I agree.
In my opinion. So, yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that is it for all the Q&A. That's it for all the topics as well. What a fantastic fucking podcast. So what I'd like to do is go around the room, have everybody sell out. Gray, you're going to go first. Just tell people where they can find you online and what you have coming up as far as your content goes.
You can find me on twitch.tv/PirateGray, Instagram, everything, Twitter, Pirate Grayson, YouTube as well, and again, Pirate Gray or Game with Gray. And then things that are coming up, I'm starting to kind of like try to add in different theme type days. So like I've been having this want to like play nostalgic games. So like games that I played when I was younger and things of the sort. So I'm having like a Saturday,
retro?
like, you know, like well, it's not gonna be like super retro, but it's gonna be like little things that I remember playing as a kid and like enjoying all the time, and kind of just have that refresh in a way. So I'm gonna do like, it's kind of like Saturday.
Your memory.
yeah. Saturday night, like Saturday cartoons, but instead it'll be like Saturday morning games kind of a thing. Just an assortment of stuff. I don't really have anything like super exciting.
A medley, if you
coming up.
will. A medley of games.
Yes, exactly.
Pirate
exactly.
platter.
Yes.
Oh.
Exactly that.
A seaside charcuterie, if you will.
Oh. Yes.
I'm so jealous, Gray, that you get to like wake up with coffee and stream on some days. Like that's something I really enjoyed doing when I was doing my early Saturday and Sunday morning streams. I don't know if you actually like it or not, but like every time I see a streamer like waking up with coffee and community, I'm like, man, that's such a chill vibe. I'd like to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Jimmy.
My name is Jimmy, aka Middle Age Stream. You can find me at twitch.tv, Middle Age Stream, Middle Age Stream on Twitter. You can follow me on Middle Age Stream on TikTok. Because I'm starting to put some Tic Tacs out there. I have a co-op stream coming up on Tuesday. I'll be playing with Mom Games Hard. We're gonna play A Way Out, that prison escape game.
Ooh.
So I'll be on her stream on Tuesday morning, and then she'll be on my stream Tuesday night to finish the game, because it's only like a 6-hour game. So we'll be able to knock it out in 2 streams, and that'll be fun. And then Yeah, I got shit. I'll be playing. I'm on vacation this week. I'm gonna be playing a shit ton of games. I'll be streaming a lot. It'll be good. So.
My name is Knackers. You guys can find me on this very Twitch channel or on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Knackers with 3 A's. This upcoming week is actually my week off, so I stream for 3 weeks and then I take a week off to kind of focus on relaxing and content for other platforms. But in the upcoming weeks, we have a lot of awesome podcast guests coming up. We have a podcast
way better than tonight.
Bullshit. Tonight was fantastic.
Face. Gray was like,
motherfucker.
Just kidding. Course.
We got Andrew from D&D Microphones that's going to be on the podcast. We have Brian from Advanced GG, the gamer glasses and gamer supplements CEO or inventor or one of the two. I can't remember. We have OBS Jim, the lead developer of OBS, is going to be Obs Jim. Excuse me. Yep.
Obs.
And then we also have we've got some others planned as well, and some awesome tech streams as well. Actually, the tech stream not this upcoming Tuesday because I'm on break. The one after, I'm having somebody come on to talk through their audio woes, and I'm going to kind of guide them through a audio upgrade and to kind of see where it's at. So if you're somebody who's kind of stuck with your audio,
that is a very smart idea for a stream.
I agree. Fucking content.
Yo, fucking highlight that shit, post it on YouTube, because I guarantee that's gonna get some fucking views if you title it right, man. Yeah.
Clickbait. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. There will be a podcast next Sunday. It'll be announced at some point during the week, and then again, the group show will be back in 2 weeks as well. So thank you all very much for joining us for this episode of the podcast, and we will see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.